meaningful tweet. Like, nothing to... Like, the tweet has nothing to do with you, but you get Jet just tweeted, or whoever, it just happened to be Jet today.
Tweeted after a while. I've got a few times, yeah.
It's why I don't use the Twitter webpage. I use Tweeten.
It's actually only happened to me in the last couple of days. I'm like, stop it! That's not for me. I don't care that Jet just tweeted. And then I think, oh,
I'm
God,
telling Jet.
Everyone's getting like 600 tweets of Charlie's just tweeted.
Hey, it's nothing compared to when Anton gets on Twitter.
Oh, dear Lord. He's great, but also...
Seriously, he just starts liking and he doesn't stop.
He's stopped doing that lately. I
feel
think
bad.
someone had a word. Lydia, I really like your display picture.
What is my display picture?
It's your face.
Oh, that one.
It's your face. Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
No, I'm actually serious. I didn't know if it was the Medusa one or the Bride of Lammermuir one, because
okay.
Halloween was a blur.
Fair.
Yeah, the other.
I spent half of it hiding in an 18th century china closet.
Oh, of course. Oh, door back second.
Yeah, one of the benefits of tweeting as well is you can actually set it up so it does them as the full square profile pics as opposed to just the circle that you get in Twitter.
I love the circle.
I just like being able to see the whole picture.
I also really enjoy when Twitter, you upload a picture and it does the crop and you just get someone's boobs. And the picture had nothing to do with the boobs, but then that's all the feed sees until they click on it and open it.
Every picture is always about the boobs. What are you talking about?
Maybe for you, Stevie.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. That's fair. So are we just waiting on this fucking subhuman Glaswegian?
Aye.
As per usual.
Is he ever on time?
He was a few times.
He was last week.
Once.
I was last week.
Right, let's see. Where
Not
is
used to
my...
that.
I have Andy on my phone, so I'm going to text him.
I love how there's been a shift in that in Strahd. I think for the first half of the campaign, it was always Bill that was just back on the nose, 8 o'clock. And now she's like 1:45, but Angie's kind of stretching it.
You ready to go? You doner kebab. Let me know if you're gonna be late. Also, get fucked.
I'll be right back, though.
Much love. There we go. The usual text composition to Andy. Right, I sent Andy a wee fucking bell. So hopefully, because he didn't sleep well, so cause I think he tweeted about it like yesterday as well. He was like, "Why have I not slept?"
Oh yeah.
In multiple days. Because he was up late last night as well, yapping with me, and he was like, "You know what? I think I have to boost 4 a.m." I was like, "Yeah." But did you create the Bob? Did you create the document for the what's its name?
Journal?
Yes.
Yeah, I did.
Maybe accidentally might be in read only. Could you have a wee look?
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't change once you have a link that gives you permissions for edits.
Yeah, I might have changed something. I don't know how it works. I was trying.
Google Docs was fucking up earlier, so it might be related to that.
I was trying to see if I could get it so I could post it out and have people read it. But if it's being a shit, then I might just, blast it into something else and upload it. But it should work. I don't see why it shouldn't work.
I mean, if you click get sharing link and then on the link that you grab,
Mhm.
set to view only, then it'll be view only from that link.
Yeah, but it wasn't. It was set to edit.
But
Oh,
our
oh.
link should be edit link.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
so
no,
Stevie,
I've got it back to edit. Never mind. You know what I did?
Okay.
I closed it and opened it again from my pinned link.
Right, okay.
There's something actually wrong with me, like.
just the one thing.
Just
Wow.
this one thing for now.
We're
Right.
about to fight a dragon.
Don't know what you're
Like
talking
I
about.
said, as far as you know, that is a man. You don't know whether Mage Reginald's lying to you or not. She's a notorious
She
liar.
never would.
She's
And she-
amazing.
Cry.
Let us down like that.
Is she?
And she was really scared, and she said there might be 2 more. I believe her. Why would you lie about
Yeah.
that?
She's amazing, and don't you fucking shit talk Mage
Yeah,
Redstream
exactly.
because I love
Yeah.
her.
Yeah, she near shit the bed, Stevie. She telling the truth.
Same, to be fair. Right, so what do you think of the stream layout? Is pretty basic, but also got done
Does the
this
job.
morning. So I was planning on just showing my Roll20 window in its entirety. I was like, yeah, fuck it, that'll be grand. But then Mole came through like a beast.
I was
So
like, yeah, no, that looks shit, Stevie. Let me sort out.
I can draw a unicorn again.
Yeah, boy.
I can draw the penis again.
we need neither for now.
Oh,
Did you see
We always
Susie's
need
clip from
unicorns.
Wolfenstein?
I was watching a stream, but I was in and out because I was watching the old wrestling. So
do have it, but I haven't gotten around to playing it.
Hold
yet,
on.
no.
I've got a link because I clipped it because it's hilarious. It's in the ship posting thread.
Yes, lad.
I swear I was sub to you. Did it just not renew?
it might not have renewed.
If it's Amazon
Twitch
Prime,
Prime, it
then no.
doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, Twitch Prime
No,
has
it
to be
wasn't
done.
Twitch Prime, because I'm
Oh,
someone else
you might have to click something at the top. They renew the sub maybe.
I'm gonna click and sort it out.
Thanks, Dom, but I can go without your Photoshop skills of Vladimir Putin as a vampire, and I will also pass on your Vladimir Putin as a White Walker, as convincing as it was.
Whoa, let's not be too hasty.
Yeah, I'm like, I want to see that.
All right, Dom, share the links in the fucking chat then. Let's see. Share your masterpiece with the
The
world.
majority has spoken.
It
and
was-
you have voted.
I can't
Honestly-
see if you got a dick in the fence.
Honestly, it was great.
Beautiful.
Like,
Love it.
the only reason I don't need it yet is because if I introduced it, God, it would be so high powered. Vladimir Putin and vampire. Fuck.
Vladimir Putin is Strad confirmed.
Yeah, right?
Sounds about right, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to side with Stevie on this whole situation, and just on the pure essence of maths, the majority has spoken.
Hey, resubs. Thank you. That puts me back to 8.
Yes, lad.
Well, I don't know why it didn't resub already, so...
I'm still the top tier.
Okay, there you go. That link in the chat is the link that he posted to us that he photoshopped the other day.
I
Legitimately.
don't have any bits. I've never had any bits.
I will post it into our ship posting channel.
It's perfect. It's perfect.
That is the
Slide.
best fucking thing I've seen all
Yeah.
day.
What else do you need?
I must say it's really A+ contouring.
True, dad.
Right? That is
Lad the bad.
perfection. That's what I aim for when I apply makeup.
I freaked the hell out of people during Strahd, didn't I?
Oh dear fucking god.
That was too scary though. That was too
Yeah,
spooky.
that was
That was
actually
funny.
Scary. That was
I-
scary like real life Putin is scary.
I think I legit got to build up for it a little bit.
You scared the crap out of me when you first turned. Ugh. No. No.
Don't give her any ideas.
Did you guys see what I was up like for the Halloween Strahd?
No, I can't watch any other campaign because I'm completely unspoiled for Strad, and I don't.
Good.
I can't. I'm sorry.
Good plan. I mean, we're right at the end, so
Mm.
literally they're doing this one last thing, and then they're planning to actually take on Strahd. So
Strahd. I'm so ready.
You say
know-
that now.
Honestly,
So you didn't have to fight him last session? I thought you were fighting him last session.
we
Or
were
was that just
we're
you might
trying
have-
to we're trying to get there, but we still had some
Okay.
stuff to do.
And that we had a week where
Yeah, we had people not
life
able to
was
play.
what it was, and we didn't end up playing.
Fair enough.
Fair
So
play.
Best of us.
if
I'm ready
this
in that early split, but then I also don't.
if this shit isn't here relatively soon, we should just get started. We'll assume Casimir does Casimir stuff.
But yeah, that
And,
was what I
Things
was
Wonderwall.
up like for Strahd.
I'm so sorry. I mean, I'm not, but I'm so sorry.
Good lord. I'm removing that so I don't have to look at it again.
No, I haven't seen it.
What? It was just more.
Rip.
You know what I was
you were
like,
there.
Strahd.
You played
Oh,
the game.
okay. Yeah, I didn't see that.
What? What game?
There's been a running joke, and I say joke in quote marks, throughout the entire campaign, that pup is Strahd.
Fair play.
Yeah, it's not a joke. Don't say that. We've said that.
It is the
since
truth.
the beginning.
Well, there's
And
evidence.
now. And now.
Descended from dark forces, yeah.
Young Strahd in their natural habitat.
Mhm.
Get David Attenborough to narrate it. And here we have a vampire.
You'd be in so much more trouble if pup was Strahd.
Yeah, anyway.
Burn them all.
Yeah, someone with diagnosed, attention deficit.
Although maybe she would just forget all about us after hitting us down to half and go and trouble someone else for a bit.
You're not worth it.
Okay, so what do I need up? I need Roll20, the journal,
Get started.
my 3 pages of information while I've been gone.
And then you better run through the jungle and find us.
That sounds like a plan.
With my new toys.
Ooh, new toys.
That was tank engine train.
Alright, so can anyone give us a quick rundown on the journal? A rundown of what we did, what we ended on last week, what stuff happened last week, so I don't have to read, and so that I know what you guys remember.
Okay, so do you want it just from last week?
Just from last week.
Anyone want to take that up, or shall I?
Go for
You're
it.
the pro.
Okay, so basically last week what we did is we spoke to Redstream about what was happening down in Megastructure, about the possible aboleth, and she was doing her best to leave. She didn't want to be in Okama anymore because she was having her head thieved in by
Zunri.
the lady. Zunri, thank you. So Zunri was thieving her head. She thought, well, I may as well go on this wee adventure with you because we asked her to. So she said, yep, easy for us to get over to the desert, to where the area, just outside the area of where she cannot see into with her divining magic. So she teleported us out there after we got all our supplies, and for some reason the outpost lands held. Is that right?
Lithbarad.
Lithbarad. Okay, I don't know. Oh no, lands held's a bloody Final Fantasy thing. So Lithbarad. The last time she was there, it was collapsed. There were no trees around. It looked completely dilapidated. And now we found trees surrounding this castle. The castle looks like it's a couple hundred years old. The trees are also old, and this is completely against what she has actually seen before. So we decided to go up and investigate the castle because we seen a guy up there, just like, I don't know, raking leaves or something, just gardening of some such. While we went towards the forest, big explosion behind us, out comes this big massive purple worm looking thing, and travels across the desert. We can see the tracks. It seems to be in the southwestern part, not the southeastern, which is where we're actually headed. But yeah, probably good that we didn't go to the desert right away. Walked through the forest, and we seemed to be walking through the forest for ages. We got our little tiefling to fly above the canopy and guide us through to the castle. Went to speak to the young man on top of said castle, and turns out that he knows my Dreadstream quite well. and he is one of the dragon brood, the green dragon brood.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a son of a bitch. Basically, we don't like him. Don't like him at all. His name is Orseer the Herald.
Yes.
And he's the one that goes and chooses a nest for his brother and sister. His brother Grim and his sister Silas. They are both the destroyers. So basically, wherever they go, they fuck shit up, mess it all up for everybody.
And they're a
And-
blue and a black dragon, right? Is that right?
No,
No,
they're both
they're
green, aren't they?
all three are green.
Oh, they're all green. Okay.
Yeah, they're all greens. So yeah, made Redstream, put him in a force cage, and we ran to the forest.
Put them in a
turns out,
wall of force.
yeah, wall of force, that one. Turns out though that forest is enchanted, and we cannot get through said forest. So now we're just kind of stuck on the edge of this forest, trying to get through it to get away from him, and just being led in a circle back to him.
Yeah. Just to
Pretty much it.
clear up a little bit more, as you were traveling through the forest, you became overrun by a wave of what felt like poisonous gas, but it didn't poison or damage. It just really made the air heavy and hard to breathe. And once that passed over, no matter what direction you began to walk, you were walking uphill. When you turned to walk downhill, you turned and began to walk uphill again. And in pretty much every direction, you were being led to the top of the hill until you had Laurie fly above the canopy and find a way that truly sent you to the top of the hill. You had no idea whether you were or weren't being getting lost in there. You could have been walking for, like you said, you just were walking for ages before you had the direction from above. And once you did, you were able to find your way to the abandoned keep of Lithbarad, where you encountered the man who was having a nice day doing his gardening, and it appears to be Orseer. So I have yet to hear back from Andy. So
The wee scallywag.
He
yeah,
gets eaten by the dragon.
Fair.
He is the dragon.
wouldn't that make a lot of sense?
Also, would make
Do
the
you know what it
fight
would?
so much easier.
Yeah, just put out some nice clothes somewhere and constant backstabs.
But also explain why Wonderwall's been tormenting us all for years.
Mhm.
So yeah, we'll pick up and Andy jumps in. You're currently in the forest, and Mage Redstream has told you that if he's on his own, if Orseer is on his own, it's very possible that you guys will be able to manage a fight with him. She did let you know that despite the fact that she's an archmage, she's the archmage of divination, she doesn't bring a whole lot in terms of firepower to a fight, but she would do what she could to help you out. She attempted to scry when she went above the tree line, and she thought she scryed because she did start to fall and had Laurie catch her. Her scry took her far, far away to where two green dragons were nested and sleeping, which is why she is, why now you think if ever there was a time to strike down Orseer, and she makes it clear that Orseer he's one of the worst. It was very heavily emphasized that Orseer took the worst qualities from the broodmother Nairo and then amplified them even more. It's impossible to really deal with the trio, but isolated though they rarely are, you might be able to deal 1v1 or group v1. And where we left off, Mage Redstream was in the forest with you guys, and you were psyching yourselves up to fight. basically. And Redstream now is pacing back and forward. She's talking very fast. It appears she's going over a lot of different things in her head, like tactics and like what she can do and what she has prepared and how she can help, while the rest of you are just sort of like left to, you know, if you've got any last minute preparations, this is sort of what she's doing, so you should maybe follow suit. If you have any ideas between yourselves.
Decide if we were luring him away or fighting him there. I can't remember what our conclusion was on that.
You never talked about that. That hadn't come up. You said, but you do know that you don't. Where would you lure him away to? The forest is still enchanted,
I
so.
brought it up because we weren't sure if the other dragons were there or not, and so Laurie was like, "Well, if we pull him away, if they're there, maybe we can kill him before they show up." But okay, fair.
But yeah, that's perfectly something you can bring up as a tactic. This is tactic talk time for sure.
I mean, might not hurt to lure him away. Like, I don't think there's a downside to it, so might as well.
Does he? I mean, does he know? We kind of put him into full force thingy, and he might as well expect it.
Thing is though that we've seen them, the dragons nesting somewhere. Well, sorry, Major Stream did. So they might not be here. Also, it's his lair. We can't really get out of it right now. How do we lead him away? Or where to even? And if we could maybe book it to the sand, but then there's the worms. If we run elsewhere, you know, we could run into other trouble. Don't know what to do.
Could just, I would have thought into the woods and maybe like.
I was gonna say, what if he's in his true form in the woods?
Oh, well,
Hopefully he
we're
can
not.
fly. Or it would be more difficult to fly the trees and be in the way. Assuming he can't magically just bamf the trees out of his way, which he also probably could. I've not fought a dragon before, alright? This is very stressful. They don't give you a handbook.
And I'm pretty sure at the order you probably received handbooks on how to fight like smaller things.
Yeah.
Like legitimately with your
How to
order.
catch a kobold.
Yeah. Baby's first owlbear.
Gun shows with goblins, you know, just.
So, is there any spells that you guys are preparing ahead of time? Anything that you just wish to cast that has long duration? I don't think you have much in the way of potions.
Can you guys restrain him
Shared out
somehow?
our potions that we had.
What was that, Tiki?
Can you guys just restrain him somehow? I ask the magic users.
I don't think so.
Let me check if Casimir would be able to, because I don't know.
I think I can.
Hadar.
Arms of Hadar.
Alright.
Do you have the
Not
hunger?
sure I can.
I could maybe hold person.
No, I mean, if he's a dragon, you know,
Yeah.
but might as well get the legendaries out of him.
Cass lets you know that the majority of his magic is more towards the damage side of things. It's not his forte. And I feel like forte is a word that Cass would use.
Very fair.
Very slowly at the end of his sentence.
Just to let
Forte.
him know that he knows it.
Forte.
And he would pronounce it with 16 syllables, not 2.
True.
What?
Alright, so
I mean, I can blend him for a bit at least. If
That would be good.
That would be good.
I can maybe silence him for a bit as well, but we shall see.
I'll go straight for him.
Can shoot him or stab him. These are currently my two options. I could probably improvise some other ones.
You're really good at stabbing. You could try that.
But I have the new bow.
Oh, you could oath bow him as well.
True that, yeah.
And I haven't had really chance to use it.
Thing is, my great axe will be good, but not quite as good because he's poison, and it's poison, and you know.
Oh, wasn't there some sort of scheme with Dragon's Breath? Did we?
Yeah,
Is it
but
in a way of anyone casting that?
but he's green, and I'm green, and I breathed on it, so fairly sure he's immune to that.
Cass, you had talked previously about the potion of fire breath
Yeah.
being able to be used to infuse it. So your axe would be dealing fire damage as opposed to poison damage with your own breath.
If only we had one of those.
We do.
Yeah, we do.
We do?
Casimir has one.
But would he be willing to have it on that thing? And
If he's not willing to die, probably.
Well, he brought it up.
Yeah, he was the one that brought it up.
oh, did he?
Yeah.
And would it just be enough, like, for the axe, or what does the potion regularly do?
The potion or the axe would consume the potion.
Yeah.
It would be because the axe itself imbues with the magic. It would just essentially pull the magic into the axe. And right now, as of your last breath, the axe is currently in the form of a green dragon. The fixations around the axe head have molded and changed into like the more pointed nosed shape, with the green tinge to the scales, where previously they were silver.
Well, I mean, Andy's not here, but so I don't like making that decision for other players.
Well, he brought it up. I
Probably
would say he would be perfectly fine with using whatever you have at your disposal to
Fight a dragon.
fight a
probably.
dragon.
Yeah.
Yes.
That reminds
Okay.
me of Mage Red Stream for Elf from the Sky. I need to remember to give him back his dust of disappearance because we didn't.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Yeah, your dusted disappearance.
Whatever it was,
Yeah,
that
he handed it over, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
obviously
makes
we didn't
sense.
use it because we booked it, having nearly fallen out of the sky.
All right, so
Thumbs up. Let's do this, Leroy.
yeah, that's an
Is there a
option.
room full of eggs?
Yeah, let's go fire. I
Okay.
go the fire thing then.
Would we know how long is left on the force cage? Wall of force?
Wait, hang on. Yeah, the wall of force was cast a mere minute ago, maybe even less. No, about a minute or two ago. So there's probably about 7 minutes left. Mage Red Stream has not dropped concentration, so you imagine that the cage is still up.
So it might be best for us to actually rush at him now while he's in the cage. And hopefully that'll restrict him a little bit. He's is in essence restrained.
However, nothing can pass into and out of the wall of force.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
It still allows you to get up to melee without it attacking you.
Yeah, you
That's
can surround. You can get yourselves into positions that you want to be in, and there's not much that really he could do.
Okay.
So basically, we need to hard reverse if we're going to do that.
Just with the Hunger of Fate, be careful because it will blind. We won't be able to see him. We'll get disadvantage as well.
Basically, the question is, do we run to him or run around and hope he comes to us?
Well, you see, we could also
Well,
use the actual
maybe-
interior of the structure.
Or dearest Mage Stream, Red Stream.
Hmm.
Mage Red Stream, that's the one. Does she know anything that might help us about his attitude? If he enjoys a good hunt, for example.
Yeah, she's still in the midst of back and forth and like pacing and trying to like read through her spell book, and she looks up and she says, not Arseer. No, Arseer is much more likely to send his brother and sister should he wish to hunt. Grim and Silas are the ones that would chase, whereas Arseer's MO is more likely to influence everyone around you and unknowingly bring you to him.
Then we should get back before he can take us there anyway, before he can dig in and set traps and make life more difficult. We're definitely killing him, right? That is definitely the plan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
If we go ahead.
I'm gonna charge him. I'm gonna be there. So maybe if you have spells that they do damage, like a lot of it, to a big area, if you could maybe do that before I'm there. Maybe.
Okay.
Please.
Would it be possible to like?
Fine.
We could lure him inside possibly. If this is his nest, or he plans on having it be his nest, there might be some items inside that we could actually use. Like if he brought any of his hoard with him, we could maybe rush it and try and find any potions or anything that could help us in the fight.
He would know the castle better than we would, though.
Yeah, but we've also got a time frame.
Has been inside before.
Maybe that would be bad.
But if he's inside as well, he can't fly.
Or some sort of entourage.
Yeah, Mage Rashim says, yeah, I know the interior of Lithbarad, but I know the broken interior. There are entire wings of Lithbarad I haven't explored, as I couldn't get to them.
But if he's inside though, and he transforms into a dragon, he can't fly.
Yeah,
it would keep him kind of constricted.
The problem with that is we will have to leave eventually, and he will not have to leave eventually.
That's true.
If we wish to move to combat, this is our best time. Assuming 100 different things go in our favor, and the same go against him. As crazy as it seems, this is our best shot.
So charge it is.
Charge it is. I have about 5 or 6 minutes left in my spell. We can move into position. If you want, we don't need to be too hasty with our approach. We can move into position, and theoretically you can be in position to charge straight away. Spells could be cast straight away once I drop the wall of force.
I want to fly up to just above the canopy so I can see which direction the castle's in, because we've been running around again. You broke the forest line and went not too far down. Looking up, you can still see the wall through the trees. The walls of the castle, which are about 250 feet past the edge of the forest line, because you have the forest line, the outer gardens, the wall of the keep, the interior gardens, and then the keep itself. So you are quite a bit away from the keep, and you got him in the wall of force in the exterior gardens. Then we better start moving. That way.
Into the fray.
Once more into the breach.
Yeah.
So
get him then.
Yeah, Redstream nods, snaps her book closed, and she says, "Okay, into the breach. Let's go." And she begins to march forwards towards the castle. I don't think there's a necessity for a marching order yet, as you do have the time to position yourselves where you wish to position yourselves. So as you approach, the wall of force is still active, and the man inside, still dressed in these kingly robes, with his long brown hair, is now leaning against the rake that he'd been using, smiling. He seems unperturbed by the wall of force around him, nor the appearance of adventures and Ms. Redstream herself. And as you approach, you see him raise a hand and wave out to you again, as if Herald used to speak. Now, let me just, assuming this is right. Yeah, let me just pop over here. So you just break the trees down here, and I think I just reuse, that token. I just reuse Andon's token per Andon, but I don't have a lot of tokens at hand. Let me zoom in a little bit so that hopefully it's fine for the stream. And there you go. He is currently up here, encased within a wall of force, and he doesn't seem really concerned with it. Now, you just have the chance to move to where you want to move to. You can take up position, but he is waving towards you, asking you guys to come closer. Where in the heck is my Mage Redstream?
Fire Lady.
Yeah, I know. Where?
And where's my puppy?
Bernard.
My puppy.
Bernard the All-Seeing. His full title.
Is that a...
There he is. Yep.
Yeah, I'm
Drag him
gonna...
in.
I'm gonna drag the old transmuter token on there.
Okay.
I know that one of them was the one we used for Mage Redstream, but...
Because he's beckoning us there, can I investigate for traps on the way closer to him?
Yes, you can roll an investigation check, and for the stream, I will make the token of Bernard bigger for everyone to see. This is
So beautiful.
This
Christ,
is
get that off my
the
screen.
wolf pupper.
He's so cute.
He has goggles.
He has
Yes,
goggles
yeah.
now, yes.
That's Bernard. Bernard's a good boy.
Good talk, friend.
Yeah, so with an investigation of 16, you see no obvious traps. There's no signs of any more intricate trapping either. It seems like you're in a garden and not a fortified area. There seems to be nothing by the walls a couple of 100 feet behind. He's just in the wall of force, seemingly caught mid morning. Tiki, as you approach, he's leaning and he says, "You know, for one of the brood of Nairo, it's strange that you would come here and try to fight me. Wouldn't you rather join me and my brother and sister? Become truly powerful as the green dragon, like our mother?"
I really don't like what you guys are doing. This isn't good. You have. I mean, you know you're not going to stop. You never do. It's what dragons do. So I will have to stop you. So no. Thanks. No. I mean, no.
I see. So you're intending to stop me. And how exactly is this group going to stop me?
Well, we thought about stabbing you. That might help
But
to start, right?
and as everyone now is a bit closer, you can all hear him. And he says, "But why would you risk your town attacking me? Don't you know that I'm under the protection of the Broodmother? If you attack me, Nairo herself will seek vengeance on the town. It's too. You can't hide from me. You can't hide from her. Millicent is there. I can see that she's from Okuma. I know that her house is a house within Okuma. I know the noble. I know how much value he has. It would be a shame for you to attack me, lose, and then lose everyone else within the town."
I look questioningly back to Mage Redstream because I don't know what to do.
She also looks pale in the face and is like real. Make an insight check.
Where's my thing gone?
And anyone who is around can make insight checks now because everyone can hear. You can incite him.
I think he's stalling. I'm not going to insight. I just think he's stalling.
I'm good too.
Okay. Tiki, you can tell that the conversation has given pause to Mage Redstream. And it's not just the mention of, the town and her family, because she already assumed that he knew that, because she told you about their meeting before and knowing them before, and having, how she knew him, which is just through defensive cities and stuff previously. But there's something else, and it seems her face really shifted whenever he mentioned that he was under the protection of the Broodmother.
Like shift in what way? In a scared way?
Yeah, in a scared way.
You know what? She can come, the Broodmother, because we are also protected. We have the silver. We met him. So bring it.
He make an intimidation check.
Oh damn! You know who we needed to make an intimidation check?
With my -1 to charisma.
Yeah, this is the mother of all the green dragons. You know that through your descent, at some point, it reaches back to Nairo, and a part of you deep inside knows like the treachery and the destruction that that Nairo can bring, and that is like seated within most green dragons, as you can see with our friend here. Let me just change his name so I'm not tempted to say Amden because I'm reading it. Your words don't carry the same sort of threat that you've intended to. It doesn't have the same weight that you thought it would, despite your conviction. It's hard to muster the thought that Nairo should be brought
There's really
here.
no conviction there.
And he smiles and he says, why don't we just stop this? Why don't you let me out? I don't attack you. You don't attack me. You come inside. We chat. And the inevitable, you die. but we do it in a nice, you know, manner. No violence. Let's just be friendly. It's inevitable at this point.
That's a really bad offer. Like, that's a bad deal. That, I mean,
Well, the other hand, green one, is that I tear you apart. But even then, that's probably not what I'll do. I've had a change of heart. Yeah, you should release me.
I mean, I was on the verge, but now I kind of want to really kill you.
Tiki, he's stalling.
Can I kill him now, please?
Yes.
Go
I think
ahead.
you should.
And I ready the axe
Uh,
and a rage because
Laurie's
fuck you.
like screaming this from like 60 feet back. It's fine.
You go, girl! And by the Bernard was, I mean, he might have seen him anyway, but I wanted to have Bernard sneak up from him from behind,
yeah.
flank, if that's an option.
Oh, puppy.
So as Mage Redstream drops the wall of force, and you go to step forward, the second you go to step forward, your foot collides directly into another wall of force. And he smiles and he says, come on. You really thought you could just charge straight at me and I would have no other defense?
Well, that was the hope.
How on earth are you going to defeat me? You can't even think 2 steps ahead.
Oh, that's their job. I'm here for the hitting.
Cass does not have Dispel Magic.
I do though.
Okay. You're casting Dispel Magic at his,
Yes.
Okay. You conjure your Dispel Magic, and you release it, and as it washes over like a blanket, it falls over the wall of force and completely encompasses it.
And I hit him.
And it completely dissipates without dispelling the wall of force.
No.
As wall of force specifically says it's immune to all damage and can't be dispelled by Dispel Magic.
We needed to counterspell it.
Ah. Run away!
And it's at this point that Mage Redstream has a small laugh, and it's kind of puts everyone off guard. It kind of like takes you all by surprise, and Arseer looks, and he looks confused too. And Morgan, she turns to you and says, "Do you know the spell Sending by any chance?"
Oh, 2 seconds, I check. No,
Okay.
not today.
Let me check. And she pulls out her spell book and begins to flick through her spell book until she reaches a page, and she says, "Okay, this is fine." She touches it and begins to cast the spell Sending, which you would obviously know what it looks like. And her eyes glow with a little golden glow as she traces in the air, and as her finger traces, you see like in gold letters the letters appear and then disappear and fade. And once she's done, her eyes blink back to a regular red, and she says, "Okay, you can hide in a wall of force. That's fine. You can be protected by Nairo. That's fine. I would suggest though that you surrender." And Herseer just laughs, and Redstream again says to Calissa now beside. She says, "You remember my friend from back in town, New Crestal?
Mm-hmm.
I bet you didn't know one or two things that have been kept secret for quite some time. It'll be interesting to see how this plays out. Just give it a second." And at that point, I want to jump to Kirkland. if you're there, Mole.
I'm here.
Okay, so your hunts have taken you around the town itself of Oakenmaw, to the outskirts, to Lauder, the port town, and New Cresthill, and once or twice you've even had to go into the wildlands of the northwest. But you're currently back in New Cresthill, finishing up what was a pretty simple mission. And you're sitting in the tavern that you grew up around. Vane is there, Ans is in the corner, and you've been given a drink. You're, relaxing, and the door busts open as it was Halson's Fall, the town, but it's now New Cresthill. So the door bursts open and Galbraith is there. Now this is the assistant to the local mage. I'm unsure whether you were there, whether Kirkland went to mage restrooms or not. Did you?
I can't recall if that was.
I don't think so.
Couple of few sessions.
Yeah, no, that would have been after the town defense and then before leaving. So, yeah, Galbraith would be familiar to you by name and appearance alone, not really via much else. But
well, I do make it my job to know the areas I stay in. So
yeah, and since you're off the track, Shack was essentially on the way to where Redstream's place would have been. You would have known them anyway. So you know Galbraith, and Galbraith bursts in, and he's wearing his normal gear. And he says, "Kirkland, you're just the man I was looking for," and a few others too. And as you turn around, you see Christiana comes in through the door, and she's wearing full plate gear. And she is got a bow slung over her shoulder, the same bow that you would have seen many times up above the door at the blacksmith. And she says, it's time, let's go." And Ans stands up and he says, "I never thought this day would have come, but alas, I knew what I signed up for. Let's go. Kirkland, you're with me." And Ans just gives you, he doesn't say please come with me. He's like, "You're with me."
I give him a look of this needs an explanation, but I follow.
Yeah, he wanders out, and Ans, Christiana, Galbraith, and yourself wander just a slight bit away from the tavern, and Galbraith says, "Okay, I just received a message from Mage Redstream, and we've been called upon. It appears that an old oath has been called back into existence, and it's time for us to fulfill our oath. Not you, Kirkland, obviously, this is foreign to you, but your friends are involved, so I thought it was prudent for you to come and help the rest of your friends. The fire is appreciated."
Your friends, Kirkland. They're your friends.
Are you telling me that my friends, in quote marks, have gotten themselves in enough shit that an old oath between powerful individuals had to be called into service to get them out of it?
In as many words, yes.
I'm not surprised.
Okay. Stand around, and Galbraith begins to, with his foot, trace out in the dirt a few sigils, and moves around and creates a circle, and puts his hand on it, and it begins to glow blue. And he says, "Step into the circle. Reinforcements are on their way."
I'll do my prep spells.
Yep,
get
absolutely.
Get my weapons in hand, and then step in the circle.
And as you do, for a brief second, you put your foot down and go to put weight on it, and you lose all sense of the ground. But a split second later, you meet harder ground that's not packed firm grass on it, and in front of you, you see Morgan, Casimir, everybody is Kirkland. You're
Can
here.
you ping? All right, there I am.
Yeah, and also there's a few. Oh wait, that's not in this one.
Oh, why can't I be a bit closer?
Just gonna drag out a few more, and we're gonna do another one of these, and we're gonna do, because
No,
we're
I
gonna have a
haven't-
better token. Let's go.
Haven't seen that token in so long.
Stepping out from a flash of blue light, you see Galabray, Ans, Christiana, and Kirkland for the first time in a long time. And it's been a while since you've seen everyone, really. And you see that this is what Mage Redstream was talking about. And she's smiling now, and Nairo not Nairo, Arseer looks a bit perturbed by what's going on. And Redstream says, it's taken a lot, and I mean a lot, before I had to invoke this. You should be proud, Arseer, that it's taken this. But don't let the pride last too long. Let fear set in very quickly. You're in some trouble. And the Galabray moves forward along with Ans and Christiana. Kirkland, you're free to move as well. It's not combat movement. You're able to just move freely for now.
Can I wave at Kirkland? Like, really stupidly? Like, hi!
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, I'm going to move up, so there's a tree kind of in the way, but not entirely.
Alright, and the rest circle around, and Mage Redstream says, after all this time, you threaten us with the Broodmother. Well, you're not the only one with protection. You're not the only one protected by a dragon. The Order of the Silver is here. And you're going to go down.
That's what I said. But when you say it, I kind of believe it.
I just imagine Tiki raising her hand slowly, like,
Yeah.
what did I say?
And more importantly, I'm back, bitches. Oh, the new thing that you guys will see is that one of my picks has changed. You've got what appears to be a magically glowing ice spike in the place of the regular pick.
Well,
I feel like
damn.
Cass would be saying something like, well, I wasn't expecting that.
That's very Cass.
And, like, eyeing up Mage Redstream with all the love eyes.
Standard cast then.
Oh, seeing, would they have mentioned anything about a dragon?
Yes, you would have. You would have.
Okay,
been...
in which case I've got pick and hand axe in offhand.
Okay. The scene seems to have turned dire in the favor of the Old Guard and the Order of the Silver. However, Arseer has his face is shifted back to neutral, and for a brief second, you see a flash of gold in his eyes, and it's gone. And while he's protected inside it, he begins to pace around, and he says, reinforcements is a good idea. I don't feel like fighting. I certainly don't feel like dying. Besides, I'm not the combat type. perhaps I was getting ahead of myself.
Oh no, he's gonna bamf.
But I do know people who like to fight. People who you tried to find, but again, you can't see 2 steps ahead of you, and you're trying to take on green dragons. Well, that's a shame. And just in the distance, I want passive perception from Margaret is what, 25?
I will check for you.
It's something stupid for sure.
Maybe.
So you're
Definitely above 20.
passively, you'll see just breaking the 2 sides of the walls ahead
23,
are 2
yeah.
figures. But I'll have perception checks for everyone else.
Is it related to humanoids or aberrations?
Yes.
Yeah.
I got us Bernard.
That would be a crit success then.
As you look around, confused as sort of what it means, Kirkland, you see it instantly, whereas it takes a second for Tiki to see it as well. But Margaret, you're already keeping track. You've already seen it. 2 humanoid figures dressed the same step around the corner. They both have hoods up. One has got shadow just covering their face. As he pulls his hood down, it's a male. Looks older than Arseer. Gruff face with scars on it. Skin looks like it's been battered by the sun. A short beard right at the chin. Short cut hair. And as the other one pulls down the hood, it unleashes a long, flowing gold hair that goes down past her shoulders, and you see this woman who's a visage of beauty, but again she has scar marks on her face that are such a stark contrast to like how she appears, and it's only in certain angles. Whenever she steps, you can see them. They appear to disappear at certain steps, and Arseer laughs and says, "Well, I assume you're going to be kept very busy. I'm sure you won't notice my disappearance. Please be kind to my brother and sister. They're not as forgiving as I am." And in a flash, Arseer disappears from within his wall of force, and the wall of force dissipates. And up ahead, as you look up, coming running, sprinting towards you before they leap unnaturally high into the air, their robes rip apart, wings burst out as Grim and Silas explode forth and land in the midst of the party. And now I need people to roll initiatives.
Oh, so we're not fighting a green dragon, we're fighting 2. That's what it was. We've been bamboozled.
Ah.
No, we're potentially fighting 3.
Ah, you've got me there.
Can you do that with advantage on it?
Let's not forget the one that's still there.
The one that got away.
Ah, for fuck's sake, I didn't click my token. I'm sorry.
I'll just add it on whenever you roll again.
Did you roll for Bernard?
That was you. You were
That was
clicking
me?
Bernard's token when you rolled your
No, was it?
initiative.
Oh,
Stevie,
Yes.
fair enough.
the only thing I'm going to say to you is that I hope this fight doesn't drag on.
Oh my
You.
god.
Well, for Bernard, it would be 22 then.
I fixed my initiative.
How can somebody with a high dexterity and advantage on initiative be going fucking last? Okay,
Just the
maybe not
luck of
last.
the draw.
Laura, you're what? Sorry.
I had to fix my initiative because for some reason it didn't go in the first time, so I had to roll again.
Okay,
And
so
then
you're
I-
24.
No, I'm at 17.
Oh, okay.
That was my first roll.
And Okay, that's fine. 17. And let's add a collective turn here. Where's my d20s? That is an. And now, because they do need a turn, as much as I know you probably don't want them
That
to.
initiative's great. 0 is great.
Yeah, I'm grand with that.
What is their initiative bonus?
-3.
-5.
Plus, oh my god, we're all going to die.
I portent whatever you just rolled to 2. I've seen this done. It works really well.
And let's
And
give...
then DM hates you.
Silas and Grim.
I think I almost gave Charlie an aneurysm with Rocco with the portenting and all the other various bits and pieces he had.
All right.
Stevie did his best.
Group effort.
Yeah. That's right. Stevie gets his own back in Mole's game as well.
Okay, Tiki, why is your initiative 11? Yours is supposed to be what, 21?
Well, you can either, because I had to roll for burnout anyway.
Yeah,
so...
no, 21. Your initiative 21. So Bernard.
Okay, but then Bernard's 11.
Yeah. Okay, so he is.
Or 12 because he has one more dex.
Okay, not 1, 12. And let's sort by descending. And Tiki, as the dragons land beside you, they are focused forward. However, the man who is transformed into what you now know by name as Grim has landed right beside you, whereas Silas is just a few squares away. You are in melee though, so it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack with.
Yeah, you're currently raged.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'm going to do the Dragon Axe, so breath as well.
I'm just going to put AFK really quickly because it's going to take 6 years until we get to my turn.
No problem. We'll assume, by the way, that with the prep leading up to it, you've got fire breath or fire on the axe. So your axe is currently now the long pointed snout of the green dragon has evolved into this wider, red tinted scaled dragon head, and you attack recklessly or normal.
Recklessly.
That's a hit, absolutely.
Oh yeah, there it is. I just want to hit something. 13.
And you have to do 2d6 for fire damage.
That's 6, and lightning damage as well for the Storm Herald.
Yes.
So DC 14 save.
Dex?
Yes.
That's a fail.
It takes 8 damage.
Okay, let me just quickly move that. So that's a total of 13, 19, 27.
Yeah.
And do you have a second attack?
Oh yeah, I do.
You sure
I
do.
completely forgot about. Thanks for that.
You're very welcome.
18.
Yes.
That is a hit.
Just the breath is just once a round or every attack?
Nope, it is every attack for 4 turns.
4 turns. Oh, I forgot the other one as well.
Yeah.
So many things to click. Ooh.
So that is 27,
25.
35, 45, 50, 52 points of damage total.
And the Storm Fury, but the Storm Fury is just once a round, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Would you say they're looking rough?
They looked rough to begin with, but only in the sense that they're covered in battle scars. In terms of fresh wounds, I'm afraid they're looking pretty sweet.
Worth a try.
So yes, do you have anything else you want to do? Any movement, or are you going to stick to Grim?
I'm sticking to him, but I will move around here so I can flank him with Bernard.
No problem, no problem. Alright, Calissa, you're up.
Or can I see Asalis from the
Yes, you can.
well, it doesn't really matter.
They
anymore,
are enormous in comparison to the trees.
but... Yeah, probably. Right, I'm gonna hex him first.
Okay.
With disadvantage on wisdom saves.
Okay, no problem. Well, checks.
Yeah, checks that one.
Okay, so I'm gonna put a little hex beside it. That's gonna be hex.
And then I'm just gonna Eldritch Blast him in the face. Oof.
Oh yes,
Hmm.
that's an
Hello.
absolute hit. And
Oh, what the hell?
roll your hex damage twice.
Yeah, it just kicked me out of Roll20 for some reason.
Oh,
Get out of here, you filthy animal!
Can't handle the crits. Alright. Let me just get the sheet back off.
so yeah, that's a 1d10 plus 5, and then another 1d10. Okay.
It's supposed to roll the hex when I click it anyway. I'm not sure why it didn't fucking break again.
Is Hex 1d10? Or...
1d6.
1d6.
Okay.
So you have to roll 2d6 now.
Yeah.
Because you crit.
2d6.
Okay, so that is against Silas. That is
Yes.
a 20 damage on your.
I've still got the second Eldritch Blast roll.
Yes, you do. So first of all, your hex this time, as you normally hex people, shadows coalesce around them. But as the size of this dragon, it's like a tidal wave of shadow envelops the entire dragon before falling down, like smoke and dissipating. But when you hit your first Eldritch Blast, you hit, and the shadow where you hit, shadow erupts as well, and it's so much power that you almost push Silas off balance from that one hit. But you can again roll because you've got your Eldritch Blast. How many times per turn now?
That's 2 just.
That's a hit.
Yep.
And that's another 8 damage.
That's under hex, is it?
Yes, and you get hex as well.
Well done.
29 damage. Alright, so
I might just take a couple steps backwards, because
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm a little bit too close to them, so you know, just nice and cozy behind here.
Yeah, you've got the range. Alright, next up is Silas, who, after being rocked backwards on her feet, lands forwards and charges towards Morgan and attempts to bite. That's going to be a 14 plus 11. That's 25 to hit.
Nah, mate, that misses.
Well,
if only. No, that'll hit you.
then that'll be 15 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
And 9 points of poison damage.
Rounded down some resistant to poisonous dwarf.
Half it then, yes.
Yeah. So do you round down or round up? Sorry.
You always round down.
Okay, so that is 4.
And I need you to make a strength, athletics. You can make athletics or acrobatics, whichever you prefer. You're rolling against their athletics. It's a grapple check. And that is a fail, as they roll an 18 plus 6. And you are caught in the dragon's mouth as the teeth just catches part of your armor. And using a legendary action, the dragon pushes off the ground with you still in its mouth, and then rips its head straight upwards and lets the grapple go as you just fly into the air.
No!
Wow.
No flying cleric!
And
Fuck.
you have say It's 1d6 per 10 feet fall, isn't it?
Yep.
Lots of dice.
Oh, and just a piece of advice regarding Hex. Because it's checks, and for the roll that he just made, strength is always a good choice. It means they can't grapple you very easily.
That would be 18 points of bludgeoning damage as you're thrown into the air about 30 feet past the 20 feet they already are, and you fall 50 and land prone.
So 50 feet away, sorry, did you say?
No, you just land there. You're thrown straight up, straight down,
Okay.
and you land prone, and you take, what did I say? 18 points
it was 18?
18 points
Yeah,
of
you said
bludgeoning
18.
damage.
Oh, my shoulder.
Yeah, that is for a dwarf. That throw that was intensely high. That was
Barely a caber toss.
barely a caber toss. You're not wrong, but that will be it for Silas this turn, as it turns to the Order of the Silver, and we will have Galibray rush behind here and pull out two long. They're slightly longer than standard daggers, but he drives them in towards the hind leg of the dragon, and that's two misses, unfortunately, as he hits the leg of the dragon, but the dragon's like scaled armor, like natural scales, are just very tough, and it doesn't manage to pierce anything. Christiana draws back her bow and unleashes towards the one that's by Tiki. They back Tiki up. That's a hit, and we'll deal. Yep, that's 10. So, and she's gonna roll again for another attack, and that's a miss. The second one fires just past, and then Mage Redstream is gonna cast. Okay, let's make it. He succeeds a whiz save. Okay, Laurie, you're up.
I want to shoot the dragon. I want to shoot the one by Tiki. Silas, right?
Yeah, Grim.
Grim. Alright, I'm gonna shoot him. Just regular shooting with the oath bow.
That hits.
6 piercing damage for shot number 1.
Okay.
I wanna reload, and then I wanna do another shot, but this time at the other one.
Okay.
Cover them both. That's shit. Can I use DM inspiration?
You absolutely can.
That gives me advantage, right?
Yes, so that will hit.
20. Perfect. And that's another 6 piercing damage. And I think I'm just gonna stay here. I think that's it.
Alright, Grim will respond directly against Tiki, who attacked with the Great Axe. And that is a 17 against your AC.
Yep.
Okay.
He does have advantage, just,
Oh, okay. Then
Reckless.
let's go crit fishing. No,
Do
that
that.
was a 3. The second roll, so let's forget about that altogether. That is 9 damage, piercing reduced to 4. And you're poison resistant, correct?
Yeah. And if it's not a dex save or anything, is it?
No. It's just from the bite itself. There is just a gaping drip of like poison in their mouth, which is 5 poison, half to 3. And Grim is going to, after biting and pulling back, turn his head and breathe a poison gas in this direction at these people. So that is a 60-foot cone. I need Constitution saves from Kirkland, Morgan, Kalissa, and Kess, who I rolled his thing, but I didn't put him in. So Kess.
Should have taken dragons.
Casserole's in there. So
When taking dragons as my great favourite enemy, I'd have advantage. 15.
Casimir succeeds. That's fine. Okay, I will roll here.
That's not the
Oh.
damage, is it?
It is.
It is surely.
Wow.
Well, I'm knocked out.
What's the DC?
18. However, that ends Grimm's turn, and Anne's, who did not act on his turn, now casts the spell he was holding, which is that's not his HP. What the hell? It's just a fucking noble.
I just survived that.
Let me check how much this does. You see, there's so much here.
Also, 16 and halves is 34, right? I'm not doing bad math.
I mean, you're asking the wrong person, but I think
34,
that's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a bit of flesh wound.
Wish I could say so.
Oh, my fucking leg! My lungs. I need my lungs.
Everyone recovers 20 hit points as Anne's releases a mass healing word across everyone, which hits everyone.
Anne says hidden depth.
And so cast takes a boatload as well. Well, his HP's wrong there too. I'll keep a track over here. Anyway, Morgan, it is now your turn.
Alrighty. Stand up, first of all.
Yep, that's half your movement.
Am I flanking with Gallabay?
You are flanking with Galloway.
Alrighty. Cannon now, guys.
Hell yeah.
So first of all, I will chug a potion.
Chug, chug, chug.
Okay.
Down and fresher, greater healing potion. Sorry, that is 4D
44 plus 4.
44 plus 4. I'm helping myself.
Alright.
And then I will cast a. We do bonus action potions, yeah, to take yourself?
Yes, a potion
Yeah, okay.
for yourself is a bonus action. A potion to feed others is a full action.
Okay, and then I will do. Oh, wait, whoa, that isn't. I meant to summon my spiritual weapon.
Yeah, it rolls an attack when you summon it.
Okay, yeah, I summon my spiritual weapon behind him.
Yeah,
Isn't that a bonus?
that is a bonus,
What?
yes.
Oh, I thought it was a bonus to attack. Sorry, my bad.
No, it's a bonus to summon. And then on
okay.
subsequent turns, it's bonus to command the attack.
Right. And in that case, I will do this.
Vampiric touch. Okay, that hits. So roll your damage. Imagine I said that didn't hit.
Notches.
I would cry.
Okay, so you do recoup the whole thing?
Let me just check. Half.
Half. Okay, so you recoup 5.
5. Okay. I'm healing, in a way.
That you are. Alright, do you have anything else you want to do?
Nah, that's me. I don't really want to move away from it in case I get bit again.
Okay, Kirkland, you're up.
Hunter's mark on the closer one.
Okay, let's put down a... Oh, that looks cool, we'll do that.
It's taking damage already, right?
It has, yes. So your Colossus Slayer will do 1d8.
Okay, so I'll move up here, so directly opposite, hence flanking.
Yep. Well, it's big
And
enough.
then-
Yeah, I'd say you were like Morgan's flanking. Do a Galbraith as well. I'm not that concerned.
Yeah.
But yeah, you both are flanking, so it's fine.
Okay, so first attack. 19.
That does hit. So you have 8 piercing, 3 cold, 2 hunter's mark,
18 total. 21 total, 3 of it cold.
And that's against Silas, so that's okay. That absolutely hits. You have a second attack.
It's with advantage, so it's an 18.
That also hits. So that's another 17 damage. And another 3, so that's another 20 damage, yeah?
Yep.
You know how I am with maths, so that's fine.
41.
That's grand.
41 total.
Yeah, so for the first time now against that huge creature, your frost spike as you hit, you see where it hits, like a little blast of cold that seems to like infect some of the veins where it's hit, just spread a little bit and then dim out. But the cold damage definitely takes. So you've got your bonus action remaining, yeah?
No, I used a bonus to cast Hunter's Mark.
You did, surely. Okay, so no more movement?
No.
Alright, Bernard's turn.
Yay, Bernard's just going to attack the big guy. With a dragon, is the bite, strength save or be knocked prone realistic?
No.
I believe.
Go on, Bernie.
Oh,
He's the best dog. I can do it.
He
he goes
gives
not
a
on.
lot of bark,
He
bark,
goes
bark,
not on.
barks, but his bark is worse than his bite for now. As the bite just sinks into the creature and does seemingly nothing.
Well, good puppy. Useless puppy, but good puppy.
Oh, he tried, and that's what counts.
He tried. Therefore, nobody can criticize him.
Exactly.
Dog's a tenacious little fucker, so I've seen my dog play tug of war. It is tiny, but it will pull.
Mine doesn't do that. Mine goes away and hides.
No,
Aw.
Feeling that
but not burners.
that's Bernard right now, though.
Okay,
like,
so
well-
He's trying to fight into a dragon. I mean, those things are chewy.
that's true. That is true.
Depends how determined you are.
So Casimir, I assume Casimir will go nuclear with
Flame on.
his Phoenix Soul as a bonus action, and then blast the shit out with a Scorching Ray.
And then he'll go
Because
duck and hide.
Scorching Ray is sort of his shit, but so Scorching Ray. Does this have to roll multiple times?
I believe
I
so from
think so.
Andy doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Let's see. Okay, I'll blast that.
Yeah, it's once per race. It's 3, I think.
I'll blast that.
Or up to 3, I should say. I don't think you actually have to do all.
Okay, so Cass, that's I have to roll another d6. So that's 6. Cass outputs significant enough damage on Grim. So that's okay. But yeah, so Cass, you see him just ignite as Cass normally does in fights when it gets dire, and unleashes a barrage of. Oh, hang on, I have to roll another d6. That's 5, 6, 7, 4 is. Okay, so yeah, as normal, Cass ignites and unleashes a blast of fire from his normal spear with the glass top. 2 rays blast into the Grim, which leave burn marks, and 1 fires wayward behind, just firing off into the distance. And he also will move way back here because they're dragons. All right, Tiki, you're up.
Yep. Same as usual. Not reckless because I'm flanking. So that should suffice.
Yes. That
Yay.
hits.
And 14 plus breath.
Okay.
And another one. Flanking,
That
27.
hits.
Nice. And breath. And then the fury.
And your Fury, the Storm. Storm of Fury. I was thinking of Dragon Force. That's a fail. So that's 20, 39, 47, 55. 55 damage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you absolutely begin mincing through into this dragon who is leaned over, and you catch the one of the arms and the chest as well, where there are a lot of other scars, but you're now putting some very, very deep ones that they will be remembered if he ever survives, but if he doesn't, it will be very obvious what caused it. Do you have anything else you wish to do in your turn?
No, I'll stay right where I am.
All right. Kalissa, you're up.
Right. How sort of big are the dragons? Like the 10 feet about accurate and
No, they're a bit bigger. They're not much bigger. What is you thinking of?
I was kind of considering a Hunger of Hadar, but don't know about
What
that
does
one.
Hunger of Hadar do again?
It's the sphere, the blinds.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd say you could probably do it.
Will it accept us as well?
Yeah, that's.
Or does it encompass just the dragon?
It might clip the pair of yous. The three of yous, actually.
Yeah, then probably not. I'll just go for, the old faithful then, as it were.
Blast them!
Alright, Eldritch Blast, number 1, that's a miss.
Boo. And number 2, that probably hits.
That's an absolute hit.
Nice.
And you get a hex damage.
Yeah. Yeah,
Max,
boy.
nice, okay, so... Alright, yeah, your Eldritch Blast. 1 is wayward, but the second absolutely hits. It's not leaving the same incision style of damage that Tiki is leaving on Grim in the background, but you can definitely tell that the blasts of force are causing discomfort. The dragon, while it doesn't look remotely bloodied, does look to be a bit enraged.
Gonna feel it tomorrow. Those bruises, they'll come out.
And then I'll drink a healing potion.
Alrighty.
For, was it 2d4 plus 4?
Yes. No, 2d4 plus 2.
Plus 2, yeah. That's something. And then I'm just gonna quietly move a bit further back into the trees. Away from it all. And that's me.
Alright, and this time it is Silas's turn, and now there is a plethora of options for violence, and that is exactly what she likes. She moves to bite against Kirkland, and that is a 19 to hit on a bite.
Yep.
That is a 5 piercing damage and 5 poison damage. And then with her claw, she swipes at Morgan for 27 to hit.
Yeah, just for catching me up.
Which does 10 slashing damage. And another claw goes towards Kirkland, which is a 23 to hit.
Yep.
And that is a 10 slashing damage.
Okay.
Okay, on their turn, Galbraith will attack with his daggers again, and finally hits. So he gets his sneak attack. And oh, this is gonna be nice.
Kirkland looks like a bloody wall of fury right now.
It's my favourite kind of wool.
Okay, yeah, he hits her for quite a significant amount, and he makes another attack. And that is a natural 2, so that is going to be, unfortunately, a miss. Mage Red Stream. Okay, so he has to make a... Let's see, where is it?
Sorry, did Galbraith have a natural 2 with advantage?
Oh, he has advantage from flanking, you're correct. And that is, well, it's an 8, so...
Okay.
He don't quite make it. It's not quite in the cards.
It's just like a natural 2 with advantage is kind of abysmal. That's
It
like,
is.
congratulations. You
That-
done fucked up.
It doesn't get much worse, does it? I'm just looking up the spell here, even though I just used it. He has to make a wisdom save, and that's a natural 2 as well. So you see the dragon thrashing around, trying to swipe and bite at everything. Wings are like furling around. And as Mage Redstream casts this like dull grey ball of like energy that swirls around, she unleashes it and it hits the dragon, and you see no big massive explosion. Instead, the dragon's movement slows for a second and it crashes both feet to the ground and looks around, and it seems like it's moving a bit slower. And Mage Redstream screams, "It slowed! It slowed! It's easier to hit!" This dragon is now affected by the slow spell.
Wait, which one? Grim or
Silas
this? Okay.
is now affected by slow. I don't know where. There, snail. It's slow like a snail. And snail. And how bad is everyone hurt?
Very.
Pretty bad.
I'm good.
Yeah, more than half.
Okay. What's your max HP, Morgan?
78?
Okay.
Seconds.
I'm
Yes,
down 69 hit points.
Down 69 hit points. Okay, that's fine.
I have 3.
Ans comes toddling up, and with one hand just on your back, this tiny little glow runs down his arm. It's not flashy at all, and just pulses into your back, and you regenerate 70 hit points.
Sorry, 70.
70, yes. 70.
Hello, heal.
Hello,
Ooh,
heal.
heal. Cool. I'm back on full.
Why are we the adventurers again?
Because they're old. You just want to play games in the bar.
When we grow up, we want to be like them.
Yeah.
Ans,
It's like Swindle and Andy.
yeah, Ans doesn't look like he can keep running around for very long. The poor fella definitely does not look comfortable, but he's doing his job. He
We
definitely,
can't let him die, okay?
Of course not.
and Christiana will again with the bow towards Grim, hits once. That is a 5 and so now 13 points of damage. So yeah, that's one. Okay, and it's on to Laurie.
loading up my oath bow. I'm gonna whisper the magic words to it, and set the oath of enmity against Grim.
Okay.
Because I've just seen Bernard go, and I'm like, I need to do something more here, and the other guy is being taken care of. So, I'm swearing down against this dude right now, and it gives me advantage. So
Yes, that hits.
That's 10 piercing plus 3d6 extra, which is garbage. But I'll take it.
Okay, that absolutely hits. Yes, this time,
Same
and
attack,
yeah, you hit.
and another 3d6.
Is it the one on the left or the one on the right?
The one on the right.
Cool.
And then, can I do action surge?
Yes, you can.
Does that give me both of my attacks or just the one?
Both.
Both.
Alright. So I'm just gonna keep pinging him,
That hits.
because this is about all I can do.
Yep. That hit.
You're missing the basic damage there.
Yeah, you haven't clicked your.
There you go.
Okay,
Yeah, shoot.
and that hits.
I'm gonna run out of arrows, but it's worth it.
I can throw you some.
And roll your normal damage.
Charlie,
Yes.
you were saying before, Gay, that you didn't really want the oath bow because you never do any damage with a bow.
I know.
Why are you
But know,
lying?
Normally, Laurie rolls like crap until she gets her sword out. So today she's rolling really well so far. Clearly, this was meant to be.
41, 57, 67, 77,
86.
86.
Jesus.
I can only do that once per day though, because I action surged.
That absolutely plows into the dragon, and you see he is badly bloodied as these arrows notched from a distance, sworn against him, begin to unleash. One after the other, they find their mark, and they all find their mark into the chest, very, very close to each other. The spread is minuscule. It is pinpoint accuracy as Laurie begins to rain a hail of arrows down, and Grim really begins to lose his footing for the first time. Tiki, you see it's down on all fours, but the back left almost looked like it gave out for a second. And it's back to his turn, assuming you've nothing else to do.
I mean, I could move, but I'm pretty good where I am.
I scream back, that was really good!
Thank you!
He does not regenerate his poison breath. So
I
he
got your
Good.
back, Tiki!
he will
Thanks.
instead make a bite attack against Tiki. That is a 21.
Yeah.
Bad dragon.
No advantage, by the way, for that one.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
No, that was
Cool.
just straight.
Not a chew toy.
That might become one.
13 piercing, reduced to 6 for you. And 2 poison, reduced to 1. But I also need you to make a strength athletics check. Or you could use acrobatics if you want, but I can imagine.
No, regular athletics. And I
Yes.
think I've got advantage from the
You
rage
do.
for that.
You do.
Yep, 23.
Nice.
Unfortunately, the teeth catch dead into you as he rolls an,
Oh.
What?
an 18 plus 6.
Fuck's sake.
Wow.
And you become enveloped by this dragon, and you've used poison breath before, and it's kind of disgusting, but this is vile. As he shakes his head, uses a legendary action, and throws you.
Ah,
Let me get a dice.
get all the dice.
Dead
Toxic chew toy
towards.
attack.
Yeah, I'll need a dex save from Kirkland and Anne's. So
Dex.
dex save, yes.
I'm being
Catch.
hurled across the battlefield. That's so exciting.
Uh,
Catch me!
I can fly!
If only I had advantage.
Please catch me.
A tiki cannonball gets launched towards Ans and Kirkland, who both just bear the brunt of the landing and take 10 points of bludgeoning damage as Tiki is thrown with speed, and Grim launches himself into the air. And
The sheer quantity of damage I have taken in this fight.
slams himself down by Callista,
Aren't you glad to be
Yeah.
back?
who has been damaging his sister from the back unpunished.
Seriously, I think I'm on about 110 to 120 so far.
Yeah, you're taking my share. Of them.
That's a 17 to hit against Callista with a claw attack.
Yeah, that hits. But
That's-
well, hold up, because I've got this here.
You magically ward against an attack and turn a failed strike into good luck. When a creature makes an attack roll against you, can use your action to disadvantage and that roll is attacking this issue. Okay, so I have to roll again.
Wow, that's really cool.
It is. Eldritch Warlock is so
That's
awesome.
a natural 1 on the
Fuck
second.
yeah!
On the second. So that is a, what does that do? It misses. Your next attack rolls advantage. Okay. And the second attack against you is a natural 3, which turns to a 14. Does that hit?
Yeah, it does.
Oh. However, you take 9 points of slashing damage.
I have to say, that's got to feel good knowing that they can hit you on a natural 3.
Mm-hmm.
So
And
damn good.
Grim is going to use the last of the legendary actions this turn, which is saying a lot. I need Morgan, Kirkland, Tiki, and Redstream to make a strength save
Advantage.
as Grim raises to his full height, unfurls his wings,
Nice.
and beats his wings and attempts to knock people over.
Wow, look at those strength saves, guys.
Yeah,
He did
that's
it.
impressive.
The red stream stays standing. Christiana is unfazed by the red stream fights to stay up. Christiana just stands as if to say like,
She's like, bitch, please.
and takes a topple and is
Very tall.
thrown prone. However, Kirkland, Tiki, Morgan, you all stay standing as the wind subsides. As Grim, almost you can tell, physically can't take it anymore. They stay upright like that and exert that amount of force. All right, Morgan, you're up.
Do I know from like our encounter that the slow spell stops you from taking reactions?
Yes.
Right. I'll go here. Do I get advantage that way or that way? Which well, both doesn't it?
It would probably be this square by raw, but like it's a dragon.
Yeah.
I assume you're flanking if you're.
Either way, it's 15 feet.
Yeah.
I can pretty sure I can do it. So I shall.
Raw, the rules for that sort of thing, because technically flanking is not in the actual main book, but the rule is if you can draw a line if the center of your square to the center of the other square person on the other side goes through the middle square of the token,
Then it's flanking.
then it's flanking.
Oh, fair enough. Well, I mean that's fine. Yeah, you're flanking there for sure. Anyway.
I'm going to summon my spiritual weapon.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
On the other side.
that does hit.
Then. Okay. Yay!
Okay, so
And then because I've got my shield up with that one. But it has advantage, thankfully.
it is an advantage, so you do hit, yes. And that is
23 total.
Yep. That you sense that Grim is very badly wounded, and you also get a sense that the wing attack, was almost desperation.
Okay.
He's very low.
Melt like in spirit. Let's go.
All right, Morgan, is that you?
That's me done. Yeah, thanks.
Kirkland, you're up.
Okay, so we go in with the frostbite. 24.
That hits.
So that's going to be 19 points.
Okay.
Second frostbite attack.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing that'll hit as
That
well.
also hits, yes.
For another 19.
20.
Yeah, sorry, for another 20. And then my bonus action will be offhand hand axe attack, which is at advantage, so it crits.
That does. So,
I need to roll the hunter's mark twice, right?
yes.
We'll do some quick reverse maths.
Okay, so that's a total of 15, 16, 19, 30, 34, 39, 39, 47, 50, 51, 54.
Okay, you got the same as me. That's
Nice.
fine. Okay. Anything else you want to do?
Cry havoc and release the Hounds of
Yeah.
War.
Isn't she bloodied yet?
She is at.
She good.
Technically, she is bloodied. Technically, she is bloodied, yes.
That is good to know. I'm saying because I've laid quite a beat down on her.
Yeah.
Plus, the damage from other people.
The
She's tough.
yes, she is. Silas is definitely tough. But she is not taking anywhere near the damage that Grim has taken.
Tiki's a monster.
She can do stuff, can confirm.
I mean,
Also,
everyone's
Laurie,
been
yeah.
putting down big ass damage.
I'm a
this-
very nice person, I'll have you know.
Okay, I'll just
We're
use
very
I'll
nice
just use a
people.
free action to flex my muscles.
There you go.
Bow flexing.
Welcome to the gun show.
I get 2 tickets for you.
You know what?
Yeah. Okay.
Guys,
Can I have
laser.
advantage because they're my favorite enemies?
Priorities.
I will just point out that humanoid is one of my favourite enemies.
They're just... Fair enough.
So Kirkland, anything else?
That's it.
I'm hurt. I'm so sorry.
Did you just pull a muscle flexing?
It's like that day after the gym where you gotta lift your arms and you're like, nope.
Yeah, when you try to skip leg thing.
Oh my fucking god!
That
My
makes-
clothes rip up hard.
that
Sheer
makes
muscles.
perfect sense.
Hulk.
Great big
Thanks
iron
for playing.
spikes burst out of Callista's biceps.
That makes perfect sense, really, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does.
This is taking table talk mid-fight to the next fucking level.
I'm the Orc Queen, goddammit.
Okay, it is Bernard's go.
Bernie!
Bernie's
Yeah,
going
boy.
he's going to attack the dragon that he can reach.
Mm-hmm.
Bernie, fetch!
So that one.
Come boy.
And he still gets advantage because pack tactics.
Yes,
Yes!
Oh, that's right. That derpy face.
that hits.
13 hits. Oh yeah, 19.
19.
Never mind. Yeah, of course.
Oh,
No,
my
no, no,
God,
19.
that face.
9 piercing.
Okay, he gets a good hefty chunk of flesh this time.
Nom 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 nom.
That's our puppy.
We eat well tonight.
And at the end of Bernard's turn, I need Laurie to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okey-dokey.
As you're surveying the fight, you feel strange, like your muscles are going to seize up. Not sure whether it was watching everyone else flex or not, but
Was for me anyway.
but as you begin readying for your next move, your muscles do in fact seize completely, and you become paralyzed.
No.
And I just like fall over like a board. Oh, rip me. Distant thud. No one notices because there's a dragon. Or
Yeah.
two. Have we lost Stevie?
No, you did not. I'm just looking
Okay.
at stuff.
How can I fuck them up?
I have so much at my disposal. I would require normally a dex saving throw from you. However, you are paralyzed.
Yep.
And you automatically fail dex saving throws.
He says gleefully.
Yeah. Like, look at what I did.
Oh no, it seems you have fallen over.
You take.
I'm envisioning like this sneaky ass dragon just putting piles of bear poop behind her, ready for her to fall into, and then setting them on fire.
Pixies or something, man. Just like, yay.
That's very extra.
You take
Just a little.
51 points of lightning damage as a bolt of lightning blasts through your chest from behind, and now Casimir must make a dexterity saving throw.
He's boss. He'll be fine.
That's a fail. As
He's boss. He'll be fine.
You just had to jinx it.
yes, he also takes. Now, how much did you take? What did I just say?
51.
Yes, okay. And is there anyone else? No, the lightning chains once as you hear a laugh from behind, though you can't turn your head to alert anyone.
We presumably hear the crack of lightning.
You do see the lightning blast, yes.
And you just
With
see
your
Rory is no longer visible.
what do you call passive perception, you absolutely would see it. However, okay, then it is now Casimir's turn, who will attempt to see where that came from because that was a big burst of damage. Casimir, as normal, sees fucking nothing. Par for the
Sounds
course,
about right.
really. We'll just return to Old Faithful
Checking out my dressing.
and begins unleashing scorching rays. And he will use his DM inspiration. Andy's not here, so I'm going to use it anyway because using it on a crit's a pretty good idea.
Mm.
And then I need to roll another. So that's a total of 20, 25, 31, 41, 44. 44 points of damage into Silas, who gets blasted with fire and has burn marks again, like 3 laser points just blasted into her. It's not widespread, it's not huge burning, it is very specific small points that are very obvious to see. I have to do maths again. Buh, how do I add?
Who would have thought GM has to do maths occasionally?
I wasn't told about this before I signed up. So yes, the turn passes to Tiki.
I'm attacking.
Let's
Obviously.
go, Tiki. Let's go.
Can I get to Grim flanking in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah, like just go there.
Like,
I'd say that's
over
probably
here?
fine. This
Oh,
is Silas.
yeah. That's Silas, right?
Yeah,
I
this
know. I want.
is-
I want
this
my
is them.
original. I want my old. I want to finish what I started.
Yes, this is the one you began bashing.
18.
That hits.
Yay. Ooh. And second attack, 20.
Also hits.
10. And the Storm of Fury, Dragon Breath is gone, so that is 25, 33.
So that brings it to. Okay. He is hanging on the best he can, but he looks very weak, and both back legs give out down to. He's on his front legs now and leaning down very close to the ground.
I roar at him.
Make an intimidation check with advantage.
Yes. good
Grr.
one.
Well, that's 0.
With advantage, I said. So,
Impressive.
I have -1 to charisma. Why didn't you let me talk to anyone earlier? I mean, that was.
it actually. He even with a fair straight roll, not counting the fact that he is badly bloodied, he flinches away from you now. As you roar directly into his face.
Not the face, not the face!
Not the
I
money
am
maker.
the ultimate revolution.
And at the end of your turn, assume that's the end of your turn, yeah? You see Grim attempt to leap and push himself into the air, which will provoke attacks of opportunity from Morgan, Calissa, and Tiki.
Nice.
I am a warcaster.
You can cast a
That
spell.
means I can, yeah.
Uh,
Could
a
I then use my
single-
spiritual weapon for it, or do I have to actually just
No,
cast?
it's a single target. A spell that has to target the creature.
Hmm.
So something
Then
like
have a look at the
inflict
old book.
wounds would work.
I tried.
You're flanking, so that hits.
Alright.
Oh,
Look at me going stabby stabby.
yeah, it's the old inflict the wounds.
That hits.
It's a level 1.
And that misses, I'm afraid.
Wow. Too busy roaring.
Yeah.
Do you still have advantage whenever you strike through these? Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
but
like
still.
because
If you're flanking me.
fair enough. Yeah, okay. I just wasn't sure.
Yeah, you do. You do. So that is a dagger, which as you stab into it and it leaps, you barely hold on to it. It drags through some of the flesh between the scales and pulls out, and you see a pretty decent sized opening left behind. And just as it's about to escape from your touch, you get a hand to it, and this pulse of dark and necromantic energy blasts through the leg, and you see part of the leg turn from bright vibrant green to like dull green, and then a bit of like grey as it looks like some of the tissue dies.
They'd never believe it was me. They'll think it was Calissa.
Yeah, they will believe it was Calissa. However, he is
Smart.
going to use his legendary actions, which refresh the top of the turn, to make a breath weapon attack. So that'll be. Let's roll these. 5.
Okay, with the length of time that Stevie's been quiet, we're all gonna die.
It could be really bad, or it could be I'm really bad at maths.
Yes.
I need
I'd say
Constitution
the
saves.
lower you rolled, the easier the maths would have been, which is why I'm saying.
Tiki, Morgan, Kirkland, Ans, Bernard, Red Stream, and Christiana need to make Constitution saves. So
I mean, I know you are the guys, but also
Do I have advantage on that? Do I?
No, you don't. There's no.
Oh fuck.
I don't think there's any
Prestige is all
reason
I-
for advantage.
Actually, do you know what? Do you know what I should be doing? Is death.
Spell
It's not a
casting.
spell.
Yeah, you would know that this is an innate physical capability
Ah, okay.
of a dragon and not some form of magical creation.
Fuckery.
So you would know that this would not be a counterspellable ability. 41 points damage.
Half for me because it's poison.
Half for,
Same.
yeah, half for poison if you're
20.
resistant. So 20.
And I'm bloodied again.
Yeah. And Red Stream, Christiana, and Anne's, all three of them fail as well. But yeah, everyone else, that seems to be not quite as devastating as I thought it was going to be. Kalissa, you're up. Grim is now above you by about 20 feet after having breathed like plumes of poison gas across your allies, but he looks like when he pushed off, he looked like he was on his last legs.
Okay. Just is this an action or anything, or well, it's probably the movement, but it doesn't like sort of
It's
spell for the purpose of it, or
it's an
Effectively, it takes up your movement.
yeah, it's an innate
Okay.
ability that would use your movement.
okay. That's grand.
However, yeah, you have the ability to teleport for 40 feet. What it
Good.
should do is slightly different because I did tweak it for you. So it's just your movement.
Okay. Alright, I'll cast this on myself first to gain some temporary hit points,
Mm-hmm.
because it's better than nothing. And I will teleport to. Let me just. Yeah, up there looks good. Just far away. And then I'm gonna Eldritch Blast him in the face.
Go for it.
Or not.
That's a miss.
That is indeed a miss. Well, that's my turn.
You get another Eldritch Blast beam, you know?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Armor's in action.
Oh yeah, armor is a full action, so you would have actually not been able to cast
Oh, yeah.
your Eldritch Blast at all. That's
Yeah,
fine.
it doesn't matter, they wouldn't have it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, so
Bad man.
it is Celis's turn, who now sees her brother badly bloodied and begins to attack with a bit more fervor. That'll be a 26 against Kirkland.
Yes.
That'll be a 14 points of piercing damage and 4 points of poison damage.
And I'm back to 3 hit points.
Welcome back today.
Then an attack against Galabray, which will massively hit. And do the minimum possible damage. And then third attack, which will miss. Okay, so this really has a very unproductive round. But
Excuse me?
unproductive for me. For you, it was pretty bad, but for me, it was pretty bad too, for a different reason. It is Redstream's, the Order of the Silver's turn. So on their turn, from the bushes behind where Laurie was paralyzed, another dragon wanders into the fray. He had been waiting and sitting and watching
No, fuck's sake.
as our seer steps forward.
Feels bad, man.
However, at the appearance of the silver dragon, there's a blast of cold air that erupts along the floor as well, if the bloody thing would ever go on the screen. I'm assuming it will at some point. Just roll 20's dead slow.
Hey,
Oh, baby.
it's Chuck tested himself.
A shift as you watch the small hunched form of game player, general harasser, sort of millionaire, sort of genius, as Ans's form shifts and
I knew he was my
replaces
favorite for a reason.
with not just a dragon, but a dragon that you've seen before.
No.
A dragon
Oh.
so large
Wow.
that it dwarfs the 3 dragons here. As a dragon described you as Andreer, the Lord of the Silver,
How did
stalks
we
Can I-
get
forward.
can I
names
just say-
together?
Can't
Can I
believe I was right with my bullshitting.
The thing that I'm having difficulty believing is that I beat an ancient dragon like that
You rolled
size.
really well.
No.
Maybe he let you in.
Maybe it's senile.
Andreer, now not Ans, stalks forward and enjaws his size, bites down on Arceer's neck, and pins him to the floor in place. Struggles as Arceer attempts to escape, but it does not loosen Andreer's hold at all. Mage Redstream yells out in apparent victory, and a cantrip blast as she tries to do damage against Silas and hits for the standard damage you expect from a diviner. Be fair there. Galbraith continues to stab, doing a modicum of damage, and Christiana hits with both arrows as both arrows bear down and pierce into Silas's chest. It's your turn, Laurie. You can make a wisdom saving throw at the end of your turn. So you have to make a
Okay.
wisdom save to break your hold person.
17.
It breaks.
Presumably no concentration check.
You've lost your turn. But he didn't actually take any damage. He's grappled.
Ah, okay.
You've lost your turn, but you're not paralyzed anymore. Which is, pretty good.
Bonus.
Oh crap! Speaking of concentration checks, I haven't been making them for Hunter's Mark.
That's okay. Just roll a few there. It's like you've been hit by some very big
Big.
numbers.
40.
So let me see a nat 20.
There we go.
Wow.
It's you can
Well then.
you can maintain your concentration off of
Fucking
that
Taliesin.
check.
You know what's amusing is the fact that I'd already clicked it when Stevie said, "Let me see a nat 20." So between me clicking it, Stevie said it, and then it showed up.
Well
Alright.
done.
Laurie, it's your turn. Oh no, sorry, Laurie, you just passed your thing and you're no longer paralyzed. However, there is now an enormous silver dragon pinning down this green dragon as though it was a whelpling. The same sort of relation as the green dragon to you. Grim is about 20 feet in the air. And he's gonna fly double dash and get slightly further ahead up here. Say he's getting away. He's moving away anyway. He is attempting to flee.
I'm gonna shoot him down.
In fact, he will use a legendary action to move another 30 feet. No, another 40 feet. So he is now 90 feet from
90.
Morgan. And he is like, so just count 30 off screen plus wherever it takes to get to the square, and that's where it is.
Okay.
And Morgan, it's your turn.
Right. I don't actually have the range of my spell on here. Oh no, that's a melee spell attack, so it's not that one.
Inflict wounds is a touch spell.
No, it's not that one that we've wanted to cast. Where is it? There it is. Guiding Bolt. 120 feet. So he's within range.
He is.
Just in case anyone else needs to be bash at him as well.
That hits. Roll damage. So you, as he's flying over the towards the castle walls, he hasn't left the exterior garden before Morgan casts up a ball of golden light and holds his arm forward. The ball blasts forward, and as it travels, it changes into like a spear, and it hits dead into the creature, and leaves a mark where normally it would help the allies, but the mark fades pretty quickly as the flight speed slows and the horizontal momentum becomes vertical, and he just gains speed, dropping, and smashes into the ground.
Yay!
Slides for another 10 feet, and there's no movement out of Grim at all.
Got him. And then my bonus, my little spiritual dagger, my spiritual weapon, sorry.
Yeah.
That can move 30 feet.
Yes.
So I'm pretty sure it's 30 feet anyways. I'll check.
It is.
It is.
Yeah, it was like here beside me. So 15 up to the other dragon.
Yeah.
And
I can attack.
here can.
That is a miss.
It was on a 19 and then it rolled over. Stupid dagger. That's me then. Thanks.
All right, Kirkland, you're up.
Okay, Kirkland looks at the sharp spike that forms the head of his pick, looks up at the dragon's tooth, which just hit him, has a look on his face like he's just had an idea, and proceeds to go ham on the dragon.
Go for it. Oh my god!
Fuck's sake.
Okay, so I will roll Colossal Slayer twice,
Yes. Hunter's
and then
Mark
I'll
twice.
roll Hunter's Mark twice.
So
Okay, so that's 8,
13,
13, 23, 25,
30.
30.
Good lord.
God damn it.
I'm starting to feel like this is rigged.
I'm sorry. Y'all don't need me no more.
Okay, so that was 30, 46, 54, 57, 61. Is she down yet?
She is. As the frostbite begins to dig deep into the creature whose mouth is very, very close to you, you catch something vital with your first hit. And then with your second hit, you dig deeper into the same spot. And as you pull out the frostbite, sorry, the dragon's head continues to collapse and fall with your arm and lands on the ground. One last breath as a bit of poison comes out, but the whole body collapses afterwards.
Okay, and as my bonus action, I want to take my hand axe, spin round, and bring it down on one of the teeth, which looks right about the size of as the head of my pick, and try and chop it off.
Okay.
I want to make a new pick with a dragon tooth.
Might as well.
Look, I am not arguing with you. You just ordered 2 nat 20s. I'm not touching anything.
Yeah.
So, folks, glad Kirkland's back.
Yeah.
No.
God damn, what the fuck? That was so much damage.
I know.
Okay, so I would say that Arcir is firmly pinned to the floor, and he is being held there. You can exit combat, or you can attempt to start battering Arcir while he's pinned.
Well, I would probably run up towards Arcia,
Yeah,
but I'm not going to.
I'm grabbing the tooth and now I'm running over and I'm going ham.
Wait, are both
I
of
would-
you
There's-
dead?
Yes, both
Yeah,
Okay.
Grim and
I'll
Silas.
defer to Red Stream.
but I mean, I don't want to start wailing on him when if the silver dragon,
I'm pretty sure
have
the
other
Silver
ideas.
Dragon will let you know. if you're not meant to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I'm pretty sure the entire purpose of coming here was to kill this dragon, not the other two.
Yeah, but that was before the silver dragon was in the mix, and now I'm kind of referring to the silver dragon, the big one, the really fucking big one.
to give you a bit of a lead before you even begin to run, Christiana is already notching another arrow and is aiming towards Arcir.
Cool.
But I
Atta
can
girl.
say that you can give me the rounds on damage and rounds on hits. It is pinned to the floor, so any melee attack is made with advantage.
Well, I'm coming from a slightly different perspective from the rest of you because I literally got dragged from the tavern by Anne's to come and kill this dragon. So,
That's fair.
Oh yeah, I want to stab this dragon. He did bad things to me. So when
Sure.
he comes around to me, I know what I'm doing.
so what
You
order
wanna
do you want to
kill
do the hits
dragon?
in then, Stevie?
Yeah, so all of you use essentially I want on the order from we'll say Tiki down your main damage ability 2 times, and let me see the numbers for damage.
Even if I can't quite reach him technically with melee.
Yeah, it's fine. See, the reason that you've all the time in the world to reach because
Yeah.
he is now pinned to the point where he cannot really move. So now you can sort of just lay waste as you want to, like just put the damage out.
Fair
you now
enough.
have like free reign to put out as much as you want, and pretty much assume that everything will be an insta hit, more or less.
Cool.
How do you want to resolve these?
Just
Yeah,
roll,
just in order.
roll, basically, just roll your damage there. It's then make your attack again because you got multi attack, and then do it again. Like
Oh, and
you
the
do
Storm of Fury.
Yep.
Oh, so basically, as though we've got
2 rounds
two-
of attack.
two rounds
Yes.
of attacks.
Yes.
Okay, 2 rounds. Cool.
I take it it's going to be cool that I will have shifted my hunter's mark to it.
Yeah, absolutely, and hex.
So that's 36, 43, 53, 64, 65.
Okay.
Over
So-
9,000.
Over your turns, you begin attacking with your dragon great axe and begin slashing and cutting and slashing. Kalissa,
Right, I'm just gonna be lame like this and roll 40-10 for Eldritch Blasts
nice.
and 4d6.
Steve, you
Or
will remember
hex.
this.
Yeah.
Are you adding your charisma?
Oh yeah, I should probably do that.
So that's
Have you got
plus
the
20, is it?
invitation?
That is
for
wise.
that?
So
Yeah.
that's another 20.
She has agonizing blast, yeah.
So
48.
So
yeah.
that's
46, sorry.
4d6, yeah.
Okay. The rest will just start wailing them. Why am I rolling them? I'll just assume they do. Okay. Laurie.
I'm gonna stab him 4 times.
And just roll your damage there.
Click, click. So it's 38.
Alright.
And can I bonus action chug my potion while we're
Yes,
here?
yes, you can.
Thank you.
Margaret?
And presumably my spiritual weapon as well?
Yes, twice.
Do I have to keep casting it again every time I use it? It's just
there's a button that allows you to repeat, I think.
Yeah.
Isn't that on the other sheet?
It might be on the other sheet. I tried to switch to the other sheet, but it messed everything up.
It's all good. Like, I can just press 2 again.
Data.
So 20, 12, 25 from that as well. 25, and then
9 and 7, which is 16.
Yeah, so that is
41.
41, so that's okay. Kirkland, you get to roll your damage in.
Okay, so first round's worth is going to be 2 frost spikes, which will have 1 Colossus Slayer, 2 Hunter's Marks.
Yep.
So that's 9, 14, 25, 30, 35, 38, 38, 44.
Yep.
Plus a hand axe.
Yep.
Sorry, what were we up to?
I've recorded how much damage you've done against his hit points.
Okay. And then the second round.
Yep. A Colossus Slayer.
I'll just do it with the hand axe in there. Then it'll be a Colossus Slayer and 3 Hunter Marks.
Yep. So it's 9, 20, 26, 35, 43, 47, 51, 56.
So about 100 points of damage in total.
Okay, and Cass will unload his final blasts in with his and I use unload very specifically for Casimir.
I figured.
So just Scorching Ray, and then 1, 2, 3, and then an additional, and then 1, 2. Oh well, I'll just do 1, 2, 3, an additional.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3.
So that's what, 22, 35, 45.
91.
That's a lot of damage.
Yes.
Sorcerers, man.
And as the rounds progress, Arseer, you get along the way, you hear calls from like Christiana and Galabray who are shouting like, "Don't show any mercy," and begin like putting down damage and encouraging everyone. And through a group effort, while pinned to the ground, Arseer is pummeled, pierced, slashed, burnt, blasted, and finally, as the dust settles,
Bernard, I forgot Bernard.
Bernard bite. Go for 2 bites.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
17.
That's the difference. Bernie gets the kill.
Worth it.
Through collective damage, the old Garb managed to merge successfully with the Order of the Silver and put down Arseer, who, let me just get that so I can...
Falls on Bernard.
No, man, no. Don't even joke about that.
That would be cold.
That would be so horrible.
How much HP does Bernard have?
You
Not
don't.
many. Not many. 11.
Enough.
Unfortunately,
10 million.
Unfortunately, for me,
You're
the
too good a person
dragon,
to
the
kill a dog.
dragon. No, well, that's not true. But
was already pinned down. You're right.
he was pinned to the floor. There's no fall damage. Bernard survives for another day.
Yay.
But Arseer is pinned to the floor, and Andrea releases him once the squirming stops, and it's clear that the damage is put through. Just to be clear, you did more damage to Arseer in 2 rounds just of damage than Grim and Silas. That was insane numbers for the second for those 2 turns. But yeah, the green dragon stops, and Arseer is dead. Andrea raises his head, and then goes down to one knee, and begins to shrink again, as he returns to the size and shape of the old man, Ans. And Ans sits down. He's breathing heavy, and then his eyes close, and he falls to the side. And Redstream runs to his side, and she's before like anyone can say anything, she says, "He's okay. He's okay."
Can I go lay on hands him?
Yes, you can.
He can have a whole 5 points of lay on hands.
Got him.
Lay on hands.
Hey.
Oh.
Whew.
Wow.
It's going in the journal.
I actually do like it.
I expected that from Mole, but not from you.
That's what made it so good.
Can I walk up and say, you know, all these barrels of beer and wine I carried for you, I'm now fairly sure you could have done that yourself, and I would be angry, except for, you know, saving us all by being super cool. So we're cool. We're good.
You can see him just like barely raise a hand. He's like hand is shaking as he's raising his hand, and he like waves you off. And he says, "No, you needed to move those. I'm never moving those. I'm too lazy." And then slowly but surely, you see him, his eyes close, and he slumps to the side, and you hear like deep breathing. And Major Redstream says, "This, he can't keep up anymore. It's too much for him. He wasn't supposed to transform at all." I need
How
to get him
old is
back.
he?
How old?
Yeah.
Thousands of years old. Thousands of years old.
And he still loses a
And
goat
he's still,
of me.
that was yeah.
Everyone here just laying it.
To be fair, he's had also thousands of years to drink too, so
That's a good point.
I'm just gonna, as I walk past him, put my hand on his shoulder, you know, in the whole, you know, man of arms style, and then I'm gonna start walking over to blacksmith woman.
yeah,
Christina.
I was going to say Tiki. Which one?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's standing there. She's just, you know, putting away the bow and arrow now. She's pretty finished. She exudes a look of like, my job's done. I want to do more. Where's my next job?
Basically, I'm just going to be walking over to her. In one hand, I've got the dragon tooth. In the other hand, I've got my non-magical war pick. And I just look at her and go, "What do you think?"
She looks back and she folds her arms and says, "I think you should find yourself a smith who's got spare time. I could recommend you to some.
I
who
was
will do
looking
it
for your
free."
expertise, not necessarily your craftsmanship.
Yeah. Why don't you send it over there to one of those two? And she nods her head towards Tiki and Morgan. So why don't you get
Tiki.
one of them to work on it?
Tiki waves again because that's what she does when she hears her name.
Because you guys doing your blacksmithing and all that sort of stuff happens after I left, so I have no idea about it.
No, that
Well,
happened before. That's
yeah.
what my main job in the village was. That's how
Yeah.
you pay attention to me.
Yes,
thanks.
but when I left, you weren't very good at it.
Wow.
They were good.
Sorry, what?
Wow.
Wow.
They were guild
Beat
members.
Down. I want popcorn.
You can make that yourself then, huh? Let me know how it goes.
I'll show you where you can put that pig.
If you get back to Okuma, there's a girl there called Alex. She'll do it for you as well.
If I tell her not to.
Not if I can do her first.
If Christiana tells her to do something,
By the way, I was talking out of character.
yeah, I know.
I know.
I'm just saying, Kirkland's a man of very few words.
But always the wrong ones.
No, he's more likely to punch you in the face than try and insult you.
Well, you could try.
It was sore.
So far, good. So.
But yeah, she's like, yeah, it's doable for someone else.
I just
Before
nod
we
and put
go
them
back
away.
to Oakenmore, we have somewhere else we're meant to be going.
Yeah, this was kind of not the point. I mean, not
When your
complaining.
side quest is
Bit
to
of a
do
detour.
dragons.
Yeah.
Just
And-
casually, like, what up, guys?
Another thing is, you guys are kind of wanted in Oakenmore.
What?
Say what? Why?
I'll just glare
Certain
around.
young guy we killed at a farm.
Yeah.
His dad wants you dead.
We didn't kill anyone at the farm.
What's the farm?
Wait, was that the sun? What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, the sun.
Oh, we knew that. I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but I don't think you know who the dad is.
Well, the father, I would guess.
How does he know who we are?
He doesn't know exactly who you are, but as soon as he finds out, I've been sowing rumors and misinformation, but
Okay, Meta, didn't we keep that body on ice, or did we give up on that plan?
You gave up on that
Nice.
plan.
Oh, what?
You had him.
Oh, no, yeah. Sorry, yeah. It's Drinkwater who is on ice.
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
I've been
exactly.
getting a lot of information that you guys asked for, and basically the guy's dad just happens to be the Dom of the local mafia.
More or less.
And, he wants the killers of his son, and he doesn't want to do pleasant things to them.
I'm fairly sure we already knew that was a possibility.
Yeah, that was.
Well, I can now confirm it.
And confirm who it is.
Yeah, his name
That's right, we knew he was
is...
like some sort of tycoon, right?
What's the surname?
Yeah, on the tower.
Don't know. Hasn't used a surname in a long time.
What, the entire family doesn't use
Yep,
a surname?
They've abandoned it.
Okay, well, the guy's name is Frankie, but he's known as the Nail.
Frankie the Nail.
Yeah, he operates most of his stuff out of the Cruel King Tavern.
Well, you know what to say about nails, and I'll heft my hammer.
He's got 3 kids left that are part of the business.
We
to
going
various
to kill
degrees.
them
We can
too?
go into detail. We can go into details on it later, and then they've got some associates that aren't actually bloodkin, but they're part of the extended family, as it were. Some particularly unsavourable types. But yeah, we can have a long discussion, and I can let you know all the information. But right now I'm needing a rest.
Yeah, I wouldn't say no to that, yes.
Would it be safe to stay here while we recover
Loot.
before we
Oh, yeah.
go back to
Oh,
southwards journey?
can we make stuff out of the dragons?
Yeah, I want to use my skills to start harvesting dragon parts.
I want to make necklaces for all of us. Or, I don't know, if you want earrings or...
Somehow that's a bit weird coming from you, but
Yeah.
See, now I've just got the idea of dragon scale armor.
That would be cool. I'm not an armorer, but we can we can ask Alexa.
And I'm sure there's going to be a bone in there that would be right about the same sort of shape to form the haft of my new war pick.
Sure, there's several bones in there.
If I look towards the castle, can I see any sort of movement, any indication there's anyone else, or
Make a perception
it's falling
check.
down? I'm really good at those. It's like my forte. Totally not my forte.
You rolled a
I've
40.
got a massive perception of 2, so.
Ooh!
What?
18.
Uh,
I can see things.
as you look towards the castle, there's no movement. Lithbarad stands as it has this whole time. Silent.
Was that his castle?
Yeah.
Isn't
Had they moved, or were they in the process of doing so?
Wait, hang on. Who are you asking? And
Major Edstream, because she scried and seen them.
yeah,
Was that a bamboozle, or
yeah. She says, I thought being above the tree line would fix the obscurement and divination, but I couldn't have been more wrong. I think I was misled by the inherent magic that misleads us all in that forest. No, I think I was just given the wrong information by magical means.
Cheating dragon magic. No
Do-
offense, Anne.
is there treasure inside? There's always treasure with dragons, like real dragons, not me. But you know,
That's right. I have read that in several books.
yeah.
There could be if they're all here. It makes sense. First of all, why the lair grew so quickly, with such an aggressive presence. But if they've moved their nest entirely, their lair is now here, then maybe there's something in there. I'm not sure.
If not, it's at least somewhere to shelter that's not us wandering around the forest or risking purple, wormy, blunt
worms?
Honestly, I think it's time to reclaim Lithbarad. It's sitting here forgotten. No one.
I mean, I'd love a castle.
No one comes
Yeah,
here.
like-
Just saying.
Red
It would
Stream?
suit you. It would really suit you, Calissa.
Is this some real estate ploy that we've just been suckered into?
Dibs? Can we have it?
Yeah, that comes with an admin fee of. Oh, that's not.
think of all the bedrooms you can sleep too long in, Calissa.
Yes.
I demand 3.
At least.
Yeah, I think Lithbarad needs to be in our control again. An outpost across the desert that we can't let fall into the wrong hands. If our seer was able to come here, that means that there are probably others who know to come here. Although he is one of the more cunning, one of the more attentive dragons, I could imagine that some of the others might notice as well, and it's possible that maybe some of Kaito's brood might be here. Maybe, but I don't know. I think we should. I think it needs to be taken.
We shall rest and then have fun storming the castle.
I mean, I need to get Anne's somewhere that Anne's can rest immediately. I'm going into the castle.
Yeah, I was thinking that myself, so can we just go on?
But the dragon harvesting. Can we do that first?
Can we drag the dragons to the wall?
There, you can
I like Calissa's plan.
you can do as you please. While we're here,
As a guess, how heavy would these dragons be?
unbelievably, so you'd have to construct some sort of mechanism to pull them with. But there are 3 blacksmiths here, so
I'm a blacksmith, not an engineer.
We're fucking MacGyvering this shit.
Cut down the trees. We'll roll them on logs. I heard there were pyramids built like this.
Pyramids were built by wetting the sand, so that the sand had the same friction consistency as, or friction coefficient as ice. That's why they were able to move giant blocks.
Weren't the original ones rolled on log timber, and then the others were floated down the river?
No, the log timber was something they thought, but
okay,
way too impractical. Yes.
Fair enough.
But yeah.
Anyway,
there is more than there's more than enough of you here to take care of this while I take care of Anne's. Christiana, will you make yourself available so that you can help hoist these bodies around? Galbraith will help too.
Just make Calista do it, Jesus. Both flexer. You can't pull the guns out and then not pitch in. I pulled a muscle flexing.
No, that's why she doesn't have to deal.
I'll spend another rage to rage dragon. That was
So yeah, the Christiana. Well, first of all, Redstream picks up Anne's and begins to move, and is moving towards. Has Anne's on a 10-inch floating disc, and is moving towards the castle. She shows pretty much no signs of slowing. She passes by the exterior gardens and through the walls, and into the castle grounds itself, before making her way up the steps and into the castle proper. And then, if anyone's following with her, you're free to follow with. But
yeah, follow her.
Yeah. And
Might as
then
well.
whoever is dealing with the dragons, Christiana begins to rig with rope and some chains that she has in her bag of holding. Her bag of holding, like, she begins to pull tools and stuff. It's just a big toolbox for her. She begins to wrap chains around wings, wrap around and, get ready to pull, and she actually goes and uses like the wall and pulls using the wall to try and get leverage, and starts dragging the dragons towards the...
I lend my sheer strength because it's pretty decent.
If we're moving them now, I'll help, but like, they need to be moved right now.
Yeah.
One of them's already at the wall.
Priority?
I was saying dragon parts can be used for powerful stuff. We don't really want the wrong people getting their hands.
I would like to have them near the castle, so while everyone rests,
they're in the
we can
garden.
harvesting and everything.
Yeah,
They're in the garden in an enchanted forest.
You can get them right up to the interior gardens, and if anyone is able to get to the interior gardens, then you have not been keeping watch properly. So, because you can see the entirety of the forest, and as you look out now, you can see like the stretching desert sands right off until the horizon. You can see why this is this Lithbarad keep is something that was highly prized and was used as a lookout, as the last point of civilization before the desert. So it's understandable.
At some point when we're dealing with the dragons and all that sort of stuff, I turn to, doesn't really matter who, randomly, and go, by the way, where the hell are we?
That's rad.
Yeah, anyone who's helping with the dragons is there. We'll hear him ask. So whoever's.
I've got to side with Anne's and Redstream.
Yeah, it's an outpost near the desert called Lithbarad. It's just at the base of the mountains.
Actually, it's a good question because I didn't pay any attention when you guys were planning where we were going.
So yeah, the far western tip of the mountain range. There's an outpost there called Lithbarad. It's kind of like the last stopping point for going across the desert. It used to be destroyed, and apparently now is not anymore.
And everyone was drawing on a map, so I thought of unicorns.
We're here because we're investigating the thing that fell from the sky.
Oh yeah, I remember.
It fell nearby.
Because I got teleported from New Crest Hill, so
Yeah, you'll remember the thing falling from the sky that happened back in the
Yeah,
farm.
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so that's what you're investigating at the minute. So user currently, let me jump to the map. User currently at the mark here.
Okay.
The last bastion, the last keep before you reach the expanse of the desert to the south, and the rocky lands to the west. The area that the landing is supposed to be in has been narrowed down by divination, but they've had to narrow it down by divination by elimination. Where they can't see is this green box, and this is roughly where they think, because the size of the interference is so great, that has to be where the
Celestial being
body
fell.
fell. Yes. So
While we're also pushing. Oh, go ahead.
No, sorry, no, I was just gonna say, so while you're on your way out here, Lithbarad was one of the only places nearby that has any way of teleportation. Otherwise, you would have had to go by foot. And Mage Redstream protested very much against going by foot or with an animal. Was like, do you understand what magic is? Why the hell would I walk? So you teleported into what is the most familiar place to her, which was Lithbarad, the destroyed keep, but it has been repaired. Where there's forest, there should have just been mountain and rock, which is why but that was from the dragons creating a lair. Alright,
Yeah.
so people are looking to do what? Sorry, go ahead, Morgan.
Just while we're pushing the actual dragons up towards the castle, I just want to kind of like check in with Tiki, because obviously you haven't met many dragons or anything of your own kind, and now we've had to slay some green dragons. I hope you can understand why we had to kill these dragons. It's not that all dragons are bad.
And I look at him like, you know, I was like right there with you.
No, I know. It's just that I don't want to be like, we don't just kill them. We don't kill all dragons. It's just the bad ones.
Did you hear the conversation I had with the guy?
I did, but I'm just making sure it's the first time you've really met a dragon and we've had to kill it.
Well, he was evil. Of course he was.
Okay.
I mean, that was what everyone told me, and I guess it's true.
And now Tiki knows that she's known Arns forever.
Yeah, this is true.
And
And
he's
he's okay.
only bad if he runs out of alcohol.
Or
He's
loses
actually
board games.
He's actually quite fun when he runs on alcohol. I mean, you guys are usually too drunk at that point to hear him ramble, but it's always fun. No, I know, I know.
Okay.
I mean, it would be nice to see a green dragon that's not evil at one point, maybe.
We'll find one someday.
But that guy was, and I mean, it was quite obvious.
You
he
recall?
did sneak up and electrocute me in the back.
Yeah, you recall
could do
Yandra
that too.
telling you about how there are green dragons and dragonborn in the south that are part of the metallic conclaves. So down in the southern islands, Yandra at least has told you that green dragonborn are among, like, they're spread the same way there are metallics that are more on the side of people like this. So you know for a fact that there are green dragons out there. You just have to go and find them.
One day we'll see them. But this one was an asshole, and now he's dead, and that's for the better.
Okay, and then I'll reach up and kind of like, I would say pat her shoulder, but I'm a dwarf. So I'll probably pat her in the lower back. I just continue pushing the dragon towards the wall.
Like, okay. And I pat him on the head.
That sounds about right.
I need art.
That'll do, Pete. That'll do.
And a wheelbarrow full of dead dragon.
By the way, Tiki didn't mean that in a condescending way.
No, I know.
You know, it's just exactly what it came across as. But That's her.
Are we wrapping up, or can we take a break?
We'll be wrapping up real quick. I can't go for very long as I am fuckled still. But
Same.
as you guys get the dragon corpses into the inner garden, the rest of the people that are inside, Anne's is laid up again in one of the rooms. Mage Registering does a spell which creates like a floating green eye that travels independently of her and scours the entirety of the castle from that room while you defend the room. And after a few minutes, it returns and disappears, and she says, "Wait, the castle's empty, so I think we might just be safe."
Is it loot? Did they bring their stash?
There are some tunnels below that I didn't go the whole way down. They might lead to. They look like somewhere where something slept. I just assumed it was pits.
To the vaults and catacombs.
Maybe to the bed first.
Yeah,
However-
I'm all about that short rest at least.
Harvesting.
I will need someone versed in healing magic to be with me for a day or two, maybe a day at most. Actually,
Calissa, you're up.
just while while
Thinking
everyone
fast.
gets to sleep, and then tomorrow,
Yeah, of course, I'll stay up.
just so I know that he's okay, and if he's okay, I'll continue on with you.
Yeah.
You have to understand, he hasn't transformed in hundreds of years, and he transformed to defend New Crest Hill not that long ago,
Mhm.
and it took too much out of him, and I warned him, and to transform again so soon, it's not going to be a quick recovery.
Can I ask why? I mean, I'm grateful, but why is he protecting this town?
He protected Okama first. Okama was built on top of a dwarven mine, but the dwarves there a long time ago were friendly with the dragon who had nested in the mountain that Okama is now built into. He had a lair there, and he protected them. They helped him. He's good natured, you know, Ans.
Yeah.
The dwarves like to drink a lot. The dwarves like to play games a lot. He was at home, but the events that followed eventually forced him out of the mountain. He lived there. Atis attacked the people around the country, fled to Okama, fled to Elnis, fled to Warden's Reach, and started building civilizations there. And as they built upwards, and he didn't feel comfortable with everything there, so he left. And when he left, he asked me if I would come with him. He asked if Galabray would come with him, and that's why we left and went to New Crest Hill, a place in the center, a place where, should anything happen in the years that passed, he would have been able to transform and get pretty much anywhere from where he was. He could defend Okama, he could defend Elnis, Warden's Reach, Louder, everywhere. But time passed and nothing happened. The march grew in power, but they were unpredictable. I spent a long time divining to track them down so that we could strike at them, but he's just grown old. The lords are ancient in every sense of the word, but of all the lords, he's the second most ancient, only after Atis. So time has just caught up with him, I'm afraid.
Well, I'm still glad for the saving and the, protecting.
Well, he'll be right as rain in a few days, no doubt.
Good.
He'll probably be back in Newcastle, but God's help him if he has to transform again, or if he does transform again. First of all, it'll take everything out of him, and secondly, I'll take everything out of him. Because he has to turn back into his human form sometime, and I'm pretty sure I can beat his human form. But
He does know some mean tricks. I saw him arm wrestle one of the guards once, and I'm not sure if he stabbed him, but he keeled over it.
it's possible.
Never mind. Yeah.
It's possible. If you had money on it, it's possible. And you hear
That's our hero.
you hear rustling behind and footsteps very, very lightly as an elf steps into the room, and she says, Galbraith, and he gives a bow and he says, I'm sorry everyone. I know that must have been quite the shock, but you understand that nobody could know who Anne's was, correct?
Yeah.
I assume that this can be kept our secret.
What's kept a secret?
That's a good answer, Morgan. That's a very good answer. Now, as everything's off the table, my name's Galbraith. I'm the voice of the Silver. It's nice to meet you. And I'm very glad, at least, that we can be open and honest now. For it's been a long, long time since the Order of the Silvers had anything to do. I'm kind of enjoying it, to be honest.
Is that the vacation or have something to do?
Both.
Yes.
I get to have something to do. I get to see Andrew in his power again, and I don't have the incessant whining of townsfolk looking for magical cures for things that can't be cured by magic, but they won't listen. It's great. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to lay down for a while. I bid you all a fond farewell, and I shall see you maybe in the morning. And assuming you stick around until then.
You still have dragon to fillet.
That's fair.
Filet dragon.
Well, I suggest you get a rest. I suggest you get your wounds tended to. I seen some damage out there. That breath is nasty. I seen some of you go down. So yeah, get your wounds tended to. I'm getting some sleep, but I will prepare a meal for you. I've not forgotten my place. I'll see you guys tonight, okay?
Yeah, sleep well.
He moves off in silence. You don't even hear his footsteps.
As he leaves, I'll just say, wow, I am actually starving.
Me too.
You hear a gruff voice from the door. Yep, me too. As Christiana is now like standing at the door, and you see her. She's like, "Why did anyone mention food?" I wonder if this place still has a kitchen that works. I'm gonna go and check who's with me. And she just turns to leave without checking who's with her. But she's off to find a kitchen. And we'll pick up next week where we're in the castle. You can explore the castle, see what's about.
And I can give you my information.
Yes. Well, yeah, you can spend some time now and let everyone know, considering it's fresh in your mind, and everyone will have sat down at some point. So, yeah, you can, before we finish, you can give out the information on the people and the stuff.
Okay. I mean, I mentioned a couple of bits of it already. I mean, you've got basically it's a mafia family. You've got you had 5 people that were of blood, and then you had some other people that were associated. Marco's the youngest one, and that's the one that got killed. The father is called Frankie, not otherwise known as the Nail. He's the Don, and he's the owner of the Cruel King Tavern and a load of others in the first level of the city and the slums. He's known as a bit of a tough SAB, and he's got that kind of swagger to him. He's got a bit of a thing about trying to get on the level of Will and Erden, but he hasn't quite got the pull yet. His eldest son is called Nicky the Nose. He's
Should probably write that down.
don't worry, I'm pretty sure Stevie will probably end up sharing this document with you guys.
Lovely.
They're pretty bad at this nickname thing, eh?
He's probably the businessman of the family. He's the one that has got his head into that side of things. Fingers in the pies, lots of little spies out there getting information from him and all that sort of stuff. Next we have Jackie the Preacher Boy. He's a cleric of Cord outwardly, however he actually worships Baphomet.
Ooh.
He uses his presence in the church to find unholy ones and bends their knee. He uses these priests to be informed of the sins of the masses and extort them.
It's kind of cool.
Then you've got Ralph. Yeah. Then you've got Ralphie the Stump, who's the second youngest. He was a master craftsman until he had an accident severing his hand. He has fashioned himself a replacement which is enchanted, but it isn't quite the same. Now he's the family torturer. His signature is to leave folks like he is, basically taking their hands. And then obviously Marco the Brains is the one we killed. He was trained in magic at the Mages Guild. However, his association with Will and Erden led to his dismissal. Then you've got the non-blood members of the family. You've got 2 married couples. You've got Janora and Boris Bronzebeard and Nismal and Smashy Wildhammer. The women are well-spoken, come across very much high society, and they ruthlessly run the brothels of the slums. They've been known to snatch up women and girls to train them and sell them on. They hide in plain sight. Boris and Smashy are the muscle of that operation. They bring in enchanted goods and ores from the deep mines. They're aggressive in their business stance. They took over the market in Oakenmore for ore trade by flooding, resetting the prices, and then buying up stock and raising it to much more inflated prices. Then you got Garano, Zandin, and Chromac. They're basically half-orc thugs. They're the ones that go around breaking the kneecaps and stuff for the family. Then you got Ruin and Rue. They're drug smugglers. They run traffic through the port city of Ladir and across the coast into Oakenmore. There's not really much about them, but they do tend to be quite flush with money at most times because obviously, that type of trade does good. Then you've got Unalia, who's an honest-to-God virtuoso in the making. She's honest and is trying to make a living, but has fallen victim to the family. So that is possibly a way in for information, etc., if we ever want to deal with that at some point. Couple of rumours I picked up while doing it. I mean, obviously, Frankie is paying good money to track down any leads involving the death of his son. He currently thinks bandits are behind it, partly, because of I think other things he's heard, but I've very much encouraged the rumours about bandits in all my dealings. He heard word that, his kid was attacked on the road. Ruin and Rue apparently have recently arranged for an enormous shipment of Denner, a drug, to be brought into Ladir. It'll be arriving in about sometime in the next 2 weeks. Then there's the goings-on of the thuggish half-orcs. Apparently, recently they employed a group of wannabe adventurers to trap and capture owlbears in the forests outside Oakenmore and smuggle them into the city using the mines as a passageway. Apparently, the shipment before last nearly escaped, damaging a load of pipes that might draw attention from the city. and Frankie is not happy with them as a result.
Just heard all bears. All bears are cool.
I heard half orcs. It's like Calissa.
Well, that's my 3 pages of information.
That is. You
Yeah,
were
that's-
busy. Wow.
That's
was
3
wondering-
pages of information.
If you were just going to get drunk in a tavern, leaving us alone, but you actually put the work in. I'm impressed.
I'm good at my job.
You are.
And that was,
I mean, sorry, I sounded very surprised there.
and that was in between your jobs, your work. So
Yeah, this was the side project.
You did your homework. Well done.
I pat him really strongly on the back because that's what people do.
Do you know how long it took us to find Cass a matching blue suit? You don't know what real suit is.
Do you know what
Probably
we've
longer than
been
it took-
through?
Probably longer than it took me to infiltrate the mafia.
Yeah.
Probably.
to be fair, it is Casimir.
That is how fussy he is.
But yeah, so I'll give you guys the information in the document. You can
Thank you.
browse at your leisure. There is that last rumor. It's something that should have picked up with all of you. As something related because you'd all dealt with something similar recently.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go. Really soon. Take some painkillers.
Yeah, so good.
But that was a good session. That was I wanted to throw the curveball at you. You were preparing for a green dragon fight, but
3.
It was a 3 green dragon fight.
yeah,
I'm kind of sad that Andy missed it.
yeah, same.
Yeah.
But there was no way we were not going to play tonight, and
Yeah.
we have all said with one missing, we'll do our best to fill in. And
Yeah.
that was the same with when David played with us. If David missed, we can still play even if like someone else misses and it was 2, as long as the core of us are still here. With just core -1, then we're good to go. I can only assume that Andy's catching up on his sleep. That's much needed, and if that's the case, then you can't hold that against anyone. Like,
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
No.
I actually
So-
thought
And
you were
honestly-
being much harsher.
He'll hate himself for missing this.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
awesomeness, so that's punishment enough.
true.
I just
that's
can't
true.
believe how good my return was.
The amount of damage.
Straight up with
and
the.
So humble.
I can't believe I said show me a nat
Like-
20 and you rolled a nat 20.
For fuck's sake. You were, and then 2 in a row. What?
Mhm.
Yeah, that
I
was
know.
three nat 20s
3
in a
even, yeah.
row. Yeah.
It was like playing with Rocco again. I wanted to die. I mean, I wouldn't-
No. It was like playing with Killian, who got 14 nat 20s in one session.
That's an abomination.
I mean, I've done that in Talavia.
I think Rocco's total was 12 that one game.
Yeah.
Which equally sucked. I mean, it was great.
Especially when I was turning your nat 20s into 2s.
Oh, yeah, that's the best. Part 10's the best. Right. Anyway, we're going to wrap up. I'm going to wrap up with stream 2. So I hope it was a good game for you guys. I hope
Yeah,
that
it's fun.
Yeah,
stream enjoyed it.
Oh, you've got Discord messages waiting from you, Stevie.
No problem. Everyone tonight that you heard playing, their information's at the top. By now you've probably associated the voice with the character because, they respond when talking. But their Twitter handles are all along the top if you want to follow them. The only person who wasn't here tonight was Andy. That's Casimir. But we hope he's back next week, and hopefully we'll stream again next week. Because really it wasn't that big a deal. It didn't affect the game in any way, and that's the one thing I was really careful about. Like, I didn't want to pay attention and talk about the chat while playing, because I want us to play the game that we've been playing this whole time, and not change that at all. So, because we play ridiculous, fun, rules kind of loose, and I wouldn't want to change any of that or any of the fun of it. So I'm glad
Random
that.
table talk in the middle of a 3-dragon fight.
Yeah, I mean that's just the way we play. So, I mean there was about 392% less Wonderwall this game,
Which was a shame.
What a shame.
to be fair.
which is a shame. But, yeah, I mean, That's-
When Andy arrives next time, someone cue that up on Discord.
oh my god, no. I will be throwing disadvantages around like fucking Oprah.
This time it wasn't my fault, just saying.
That's true. But yeah,
I
so
really
hopefully
felt
this time next week, we'll be streaming again. I hope guys you'll be here, and I'll see you stream next time. Take care, and everyone else in Discord, I'm gonna be logging off after this, so I'll see you guys later as well. Thank you for playing.
Thanks for the game.
Awesome.
Thank
Good
you.
game.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.